I'm Dexter.
Hey, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Boss. Welcome to STS Westworld Enterprises. Season 2, Episode 9, Vanishing Point. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. That's what it says right after that on the on-demand description. Stephen Williams directed this episode. 61 minutes long, TVMA. HBO.
2018.
HD.
In HD.
Closed captioning available.
And you can watch it on demand with FiOS at 8:44 p.m.
That's right, just like we are on this fine, muggy Monday evening. Very muggy. Fine, muggy Monday.
Choke a duck.
Choke a duck. That's right. I forgot all about that.
Choke a duck.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I remember. Hey, did you guys hear about this movie, Gotti?
No, Dexter, what's that?
I read a hilarious review of this movie.
First of all, I'm sorry. Some of your boss has to bring over the chewiest food.
He brought over about
so
10 different kinds of jerky.
To finish this and swallow it.
This is a venison jerky. It's sweet, but a little spice to it, too.
I don't have the boar.
Boar is lighter?
There's boar jerky.
Boar is delicious.
And lighter?
Lighter colored.
Okay,
Yeah,
here goes boar.
it's really good.
This is what people like to hear.
Yeah.
Where's like the Old West? It's all
Other
you
people
hear,
eat it.
non-stop.
Uh-huh.
As Boss said earlier, how lucky
Yeah.
were the cowboys and Indians because they had all this jerky right at their fingertips.
cowboys. I go to the Indians, yeah, they would tan the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that you tan leather, you don't eat the leather,
You
right?
make jerky.
Well, you're hanging out in the sun, right?
Meat jerky.
Put
Is
some
that
fish?
it's the same process as a tannery?
No.
Is tanning the-
Leather's from the skin.
Yeah, so you
Jerky's from the meat.
tan. Yeah, you don't tan the meat. You jerk the meat and you tan the
Yeah.
skin. Oxnard, you moron!
I'm so sorry.
He's eating the tan. But we were talking just before we started recording, and I was saying about this movie Gotti that is coming out, or it may already be out, starring John Travolta as John Gotti of the Gambino crime family. I don't know if people may recall him. He was a big mob boss. And this New York Post review was hilarious when I read it. And it's short. I'm going to read it real quick, see what you guys think.
Okay.
Gotti flick is the worst mob movie of all time. I'd rather wake up next to a severed horse head than ever watch Gotti again. The worst movie of the year so far, the long-awaited biopic of the Gambino crime boss, rise from made man to top dog, took 4 directors, 44 producers, and 8 years to make.
44 producers?
4 directors, 44 producers, and 8 years to make.
Oh my god.
Keeping this mafioso mess alive throughout all the turmoil has been John Travolta playing John Gotti. Travolta, who has made a career out of Italian stereotypes, obviously thought the Dapper Don would be his Don Corleone. It's his Chef Boyardee. In one scene, he yells, "What's the matter, you?" and slaps one of his minions. In another, John Jr. Gotti starts a bar fight where a guy winds up dead. Travolta screams, "You cocksucker! This is gonna ruin your life!" and again slaps him in the face. His performance is a leather-faced freak show, and the plot is nonsensical. The film bounces between 36 years of events, seemingly at random, and with the flimsiest of context. Call it Whack to the Future. We move from 1979 to 2009 to 1983 and back to 1979. We meet Frank DiCiccio, Angelo Ruggiero, Sammy Gravano, and about 1 million more mobsters we never learn anything or care about.
Is Kaiser Sose in this movie?
It seems like that name would blend right in
Kaiser
there.
Sose!
Oh!
The cripple! Where's the cripple? He just went through here, you idiot!
We move from Massapequa to Little Italy to Queens, but rarely see the same place twice. Oh yeah, there's looking at pictures. Oh wait, we can watch a clip. You gotta watch this clip.
This is new?
Yeah, brand new. Although it took 8 years to make, so who knows? As Junior, Spencer Rocco LaFranco is okay. That's the actor's name. He at least thinks through his role instead of rabidly twitching like Travolta. but he's also 25 and appears 17. While Junior's being indicted in 2009, LaFranco looks like Macaulay Culkin's parents forgot him in a courtroom.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in that picture.
He does.
He does. I'm Giangotti.
Embezzlement.
You're gonna put me away for what?
Sorry,
What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you?
Cocksucker.
Kevin Connolly was the final director on this project, so he gets saddled with the blame. His flick is ham-handedly edited, stylistically incoherent, and Travolta's Hallmark card narration is more confusing than helpful.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, it's
they're
the
trying to be
worst
like an
mob
old school-
movie ever
yeah.
made, but I see a bright future in midnight showings, the Gotti Horror Picture Show. And Eric Connolly is the guy. Do you remember the show Entourage?
Yeah. I hate
You remember
that show.
Eric E?
I never watched it because it made me sick
Okay.
just to even hear that.
Well,
show
anyway,
exists.
you've seen the guy. He was, yeah, now wait. If you go to IMDb...
Ooh, I just downloaded the IMDb app recently,
Ooh.
and I made an account. So look for Oxnard's reviews on IMDb. So far, I have 863.
Oh, my God.
Pretty prolific. So what am I looking for?
Well, I want to play this clip. If you go to Gotti... yeah, look up Gotti, and then there's a clip under videos, the second clip. It's... By the way, his wife is in the... John Travolta's wife is in the movie.
Okay, that's 45-second one.
Yeah.
Let's click in 3, 2, 1, click.
And the music is so loud. I don't even know what they're saying.
Like fat her.
That's hilarious.
The truth. In our own bed.
Tell me the word you're talking about.
Wow.
And why is that Sting song playing? The police song.
That is amazingly bad.
What are you talking about? Tell me. Oh, the Daily News? Huh? The New York
I don't
Post? When did they tell the fucking truth?
Now, I might delete this if this gets me hits or whacked, but why would you make a movie about an actual crime?
I think he's dead. The son is alive.
Yeah, but still,
And-
like, okay, so he was a criminal and people died? Like, why is this movie material? Why are we celebrating this?
And I think, yeah, and they do. I remember his one son was killed. The neighbor accidentally, like, backed into his little kid when he was, like, the little kid was on, like, a big wheel or something, you know, a toy, and he was riding on the sidewalk. And the guy was backing out of his driveway, couldn't see the kid at all, and hit him and killed him. It was very sad. But then that guy disappeared. Never to
people
be seen
disappear
again. I
around
mean,
here.
we don't. He was obviously either murdered or he went into some kind of witness protection immediately. I don't know.
Was
But
he buried under the 44-yard line, or what is it? Who's buried under the 40-yard line?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa?
I had heard a thing though that Jimmy Hoffa actually was smelted. Like they
Really?
disposed of his body like in a smelting plant or
all
wherever
the Guidos
wherever you
bought the
smelt
jewelry
like
he
into
was
like
put into?
well there was a rumor like he was put like into in a tire, like he was
Okay.
put inside a tire or something maybe, or several tires, I don't know. But then I heard something that he was smelted. I'm gonna fucking smelt you, you fucking cocksucker.
Imagine you do that to a guy and then you use the tire for the rest of your life.
The car's constantly off balance.
Always hitting him.
ow, ow,
Always
ow.
hitting him in the face.
Jimmy Hoffa, I'm
Purposely running
Googling.
over nails and rusty...
Jimmy Hoffa
metal.
smelted? I Googled it.
Maybe they use
Oh,
fluoric acid.
Hoffa expert weighs in on Cadillac story? Yeah, last week the Express reported on Pete Smith, who saw what he believes were two suspicious Italian men in a remote woods near Cadillac 2 days after Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. After they left, Smith investigated the area and found a mound of sand 7 feet in diameter, which appeared to be a freshly dug grave. Pete Smith, a former golf course developer/designer, remains convinced that it's the gravesite of Jimmy Hoffa. The FBI so far is unconvinced and has not pursued a search warrant to dig up the spot. Marked with a large boulder. How does so they're like, oh,
It's
you think you
not.
know where he's buried? Okay, no, thank you. That was in 2009. I swear I heard a story where he was smelted. I like saying smelt.
Yeah.
It's a good word. That's a
I
fun
love
word to
smelting.
say, right?
I smelted you.
He who smelted,
Yeah.
smelted.
I smelt it.
I was trying to smelt little skeletal armatures for minis. It was very
Were they
difficult.
Jimmy Hoffa miniatures?
Believe it or not, they smelt the best.
Really? They smelled and smelt the best?
Both, yes. Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Is that a double entendre?
Welcome to our Westworld discussion. We're going
Yes.
to be talking about Vanishing Point.
That's all going to get cut out.
Yes.
You didn't want the Peroni glass for the Peroni?
No, that's all right.
What kind of
Animal.
North Jersey Italian are you?
You
over here?
insult me!
You
What
don't
the fuck?
Don't put the Peroni in the Peroni glass.
What's the matter, you?
$2,000. What's this world coming to?
I do want to see it. Just
I'm the
I
assistant
want to see
to Dr.
the
Dingles. You
what's
always
the matter,
use a
you?
Peroni glass.
I used to work for Mr. Gotti. He was a good man with a good heart. Just don't wrong him, otherwise you end up buried under 7
I like
feet
this
of
idea
dirt.
that John Gotti actually is Dr. Dingles. I had surgically replaced my voice box
with a 10-year-old boy.
so that I can sound like this. Puberty is finally oncoming.
So you change your voice in puberty suddenly.
Well, the hormones remained in the
Right.
voice box. So
Exactly.
that's
I
I'm
remember
pretty sure.
in
that's how it
geometry
works.
class I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Big Little Lies preview, for a second I thought this guy was Justin Long, and then I was just thinking, what happened to Justin Long? No, thank you.
He was in
I
Kevin
still have this
Smith's
board.
Walrus movie.
I can't watch that movie. That disturbs me. Forced surgical procedures are very disturbing for me, especially ones that maim, and when the guy's like, and he's malformed into a walrus.
I would not watch that
It's just
either.
super
That's the
weird.
same concept as like, well, not the same concept, but it's the same like thing that bugs me about the human centipede.
Yeah.
Although the second Human Centipede 2 is supposed to be just completely,
It's
just
stupid.
flat out disgusting for the sake of being as gross as possible.
Yeah, the
you
first
know?
one
Like,
is too.
Even the guy who reviewed it, who was like a horror buff, in the one review I read years ago, was like, it's not a horror movie. It's just fucking gross.
Yeah, like being disgusted isn't being horrified.
But that does stick. There was did I tell you about that movie I watched about the cannibals?
Hills Have Eyes?
No, it was it's like a shit movie, like
Cannibal
a B
Holocaust?
movie. No, it's about these people that are trying to save trees in the Amazon rainforest from being chopped down, and then when
The River.
their plane is leaving, is that what it is?
No. He went down Boana. What was it?
I forget the name of it. The Bwangi or something.
That sounds racist. I don't know. But when they're leaving their plane, something happens and it ends up crashing, and then like within 5 minutes of them crashing, they're attacked by natives. And the ones that are not murdered there are taken to back to the village where they're put in a cage, and then one guy is like, the whole village gathers around and we watch as this guy is completely mutilated, and he's just shrieking. First of all, he should have passed out.
Is this the one you're talking about, the temple or the ruins?
Honestly, I cannot even remember. I tried to put it out of my mind. It was very late at night. I was very disturbed,
Is this
and
a
I was in
recent-
bed.
Recent movie? Or
No, it's recent. Last 5 years.
because I remember the ruins was like...
Was
here's-
Steve Zahn?
Yeah, the ruins, it was like...
That
they go
was
to
not
s-
that.
Okay.
No, this is like, I'm telling you, it's a B movie. There's
I don't know
nobody
who
that
Steve
of
Zahn
notes.
is,
There's
unless you show me
nobody.
a picture.
Oh, Saving Silverman and
Here's the thing, Dexter. I've realized recently...
you
I
have
am
face
the,
blindness.
I am the worst with names of all time. And this is actually a type of personality. It's like, do you remember faces more, or do you remember names?
You know this
more?
guy, Steve Zahn.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you.
I'm a guy who, if I see the face, I recognize it, but I
gotcha.
can't for the life of me remember a fucking goddamn
Yeah,
name.
me too.
What's funny is I can't remember people's names that I work with, but I remember
Oh,
names
it's
like that.
so embarrassing.
You know what I mean? Like,
Because I'll be at work and say, hey Oxnard, and I'm just like, hey, what's going? Oh, what's
hey, oh, you, this guy.
You never say your name.
This
Their
guy's
name.
crazy.
It works for me.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, though. I don't even try to remember people's names.
No, I can't.
They say the best trick is when someone tells you their name, you look them in the eye as you're shaking their hands.
Yeah, but that's if you care, Oxnard.
Yeah, but especially if you work in an environment that's pretty quick.
That's weird. Like, if I was like meeting boss for the first time, I gotta meet him, shake his hand, and I just be like, "Boss,
I would look to the side.
hello." Boss looks
here,
away.
boss.
Boss, you are boss.
but I was
please
just-
let go of me.
It's different when you're a kid because your brain is a sponge, so you're taking in everything. Like,
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy were dirty dancing in the living
Everybody's
room.
name is on
And then my
there.
sister was born.
Everybody's name
I
tag.
can't stop remembering
Everybody's name tag's on their desk. It's easy.
I don't. Nobody near my office has
grammar
had name
school?
tags. Oh, in grammar school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You said when you're a kid.
that. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember
That's
I
right.
used to make mine cool because it was like the artsy-fartsy kid.
Oh, God, you were so lame.
Yeah.
I was very matter of fact about mine.
Then I got totally gone.
I drew mine in blood. Actually, the teacher did. It was very disturbing. But this movie was insane. It was ridiculous. Then we have to watch this guy get mutilated, and the whole time he's going, "Ah!" As first his eyes are popped out one by one, then the priest just eats the eye right there on the spot. Then they cut off an arm, cut off a leg, cut off another arm, cut off another leg. He's still going, "Ah! Ah!" The whole time, pass out. You should be, blood is flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Then they cut out his tongue. So he's got
Eli,
no eyes, no tongue, no arms and legs, still alive, still screaming.
Yeah, this is the same thing Pooh, one of the trials of Pooh in Earthbound. Remember? They took his eyes and his ears and his...
I was thinking Winnie the Pooh.
No.
It was the trials of Christopher Robin.
Is Eli Roth involved with this movie?
It sounds like, doesn't it? Oh,
he's a
Hostel,
torture-
that shit, can't watch that.
Torture porn.
Yeah, but I don't know, I stopped watching and I have no idea. Then I stopped watching when, like, this guy's cohort is watching from their, jungle cage, and one of the girls is like, oh no, I can't take this, and she goes off to a corner and has horrible-sounding diarrhea.
This sounds like The Ruins to me.
It is not the ruins, man.
Then I definitely, maybe...
Well, maybe, let me see.
I definitely saw this, because I remember that diarrhea... I think I've already seen this, if you can look this up.
All right, well, maybe... Oh, man, you know what?
I watch a lot of shitty horror movies. And I'm really good with gore, but it's funny. Like, if there's, like, a little surgery in, like, a documentary or something, I can't take that.
No, it's not the ruins.
I even feel weird in, like, Bizarre Foods where, like, they're cutting up and it still kind of looks like the animal. I'm kind of like, oh, let's wait till it looks more like pieces of meat.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to find it. I have no idea what it's called. I'm Googling cannibal movie where a tribe attacks hippies. That's not going to work.
No, cannibal movie, girl has diarrhea.
Oh, okay. Cannibal
You got to look up
That'll do it.
Yeah, unique things from the movie.
Yeah.
That's how Google works.
Girl
Google this.
has diarrhea. How do you spell diarrhea? Diarrhea is hard to spell.
Diahrea.
No.
No,
Diarrhea. See? Damn. That is hard to spell.
That's from the Latin word diarrhea, which Homer...
Oh, wow.
wrong.
I think it's called the Green Inferno.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
If you buy into Roth's film, yes. It's an Eli Roth film.
Sounds like Eli Roth is just
It was
obsessed.
off by an R.
He's obsessed with
close.
just disgusting things.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it is just, like,
Did you
ridiculously...
just search diarrhea on Google, boss, and went to images? Like,
I wasn't thinking.
Did you really just do that?
Yes, that's
What
just
is wrong with
I was
you?
looking for the spelling, and then, I don't know, I pressed images for some reason. Oh, man. It was just cartoon stuff, so, thankfully.
all right.
Oh,
Well,
this boar is good.
Yeah,
now that we're about
way
20
better than
minutes
it is.
in, let's talk about Vanishing
All right.
Point.
What happened in this episode?
Oh, this is the penultimate episode, Dexter. Next week, it's all over.
That's right.
And I have a theory, and boss, you still have your theory.
Yes.
And this episode still didn't answer it.
I think he's going insane. We're
Left
talking
is
about
hanging.
Boss's theory
he's
of that
definitely
he's
going insane.
that he's a host, that Ed Harris is a
He
host.
started cutting into his
Yeah,
arm
but
at
that's
the
just
end.
because he's not a host. I believe that he's not a host.
I believe
that
so, too.
He's just having. I mean, he's having a complete mental collapse, and we
Well-
even talked about this, if not last week, the week before, when we had the double episode, where he was showing signs of dementia. We were talking about.
He thinks everyone's Ford.
Yeah, he thought his own daughter was Ford. He couldn't recognize her. It even got me, though, for a second, right before Ed Harris kills his daughter. Oh, now, right after he kills her, he's walking up to the body, and then I was like, and he's muttering about Ford and all this kind of stuff, and I thought, for a second, I was unsure.
That she was dead? Or
No, that she was a human or not.
Right.
I thought for a second maybe he was right. Just for a second.
I had
but
so
that's
many
how good it
theories,
was. Like, it still got in my head. I was so convinced that
Oh, it was.
he's
this
wrong, but...
This was the most intense I felt through the whole season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because second he's shot, and then like so many things you're thinking about. Like, I was even thinking back into that goofy theory I came up with on a whim, with like that young William is still around, and he made an old version of himself. And I was thinking,
yeah.
is that him? And William's watching. Tons of stuff.
And
But I
the
think.
thing... oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you notice throughout the episode, he's always looking at his right arm.
He is.
He's got
looking
the
at it, yeah.
stain, he keeps saying.
So
The
I
stain.
think he's gone. He's had mental breakdowns before, and each time he cuts into his arm to make sure. I think he does that repeatedly over the years.
Oh.
Like he reaches some
Right.
precipice of like madness, and so to snap back into reality, he has to cut into
And
his
he
arm.
spends so much time there because
Yeah.
he says to his daughter, "You could be out here for months and not see anybody." Because he's like, "How'd you find me?" Because he's questioning her, saying because he doesn't believe that
Yeah.
it's really his daughter, and he's saying you could be out for a month. So we know he's been out there for months at a time, probably.
And he's at this party. He sees that one waitress who looks vaguely of Dolores, and that's when he first...
Yes.
I'm telling you, if he rolled up his sleeve, he's gonna be like Requiem for a Dream scars all over.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Crazy. Yeah, but one of the things I was confused about, maybe you guys can clarify it for me, in the scene, one of the scenes where they're at the gala honoring Ed Harris out in the real world
What did he
for
do? He
those
did,
charitable events.
That was some big charity.
Yeah,
event?
I was just honoring him because he even says like I've tried to do right and be a good person in this world anyway. And when he's telling the wife like the truth when she's drunk, and so
Man, she has a problem.
and he's like, so he's being honored because he's basically like one of the most charitable.
so good.
And then Ford is there. He slips him the card that has like tech looking circuitry on it.
Yeah, which I think is a really cool way to pass
Information
that might be
like
Delos' like signature way to like, here's your little thing,
Yeah.
here's your thing,
And it's his profile.
yeah.
So I guess that's because they mention in this, if they go into this episode, we can get into this in a second. This is really cool. But they've been collecting the data of every single person that's ever been in the park, which would mean including him. And so then the wife sees all the video. Was that all she? That's what set her off. That he's really a monster. And the daughter sees that, and that is really a monster. What else was in there?
No, he tells her, look, everyone else, I'm dealing with these fake people all the time. The wife says, like, these people, you're the first guy that didn't come up to me with, that corny smile.
He had like
But something in her,
suit.
she had an intuition that, like, yeah, you're just one of the liars. Just like, you're better at it.
Yeah.
But there's something telling me that you're a fucking monster. You don't really love us. And so then he finally has that. She pretends she's drunk and she's kind of laying there, but she's listening. And he like kind of spills his guts there. And I guess she kind of spied him putting it into the book, which I have some info in that book.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna say I was trying to find what is this book that. He put
and then
in?
so she just heard, okay, really, he has only a connection to that world. So let me see what's on here. She just looked at it. She probably just saw, raping, killing.
Because they saw the scenes of like young William, even like going back. So, but I was wondering if there was more information on there, like, oh, he's actually a host,
no, it's
or
also,
oh, he's this.
It's an affirmation of how she felt, and also she knows they're going to send her back to this place to get over her.
Yeah, because she's drunk.
She doesn't
again.
want to go through withdrawals from alcohol. She probably hates it. Feels like a prison. She's like, fuck all this. Even if I get better, when am I coming back to this? And
Yeah.
So she decided. Yeah.
She lives in a prison, basically. So
The suicide, they set it up very well because you do wonder, like, you find out why she did it, and you also in your head you're thinking,
that makes sense. I mean,
what
not
kind
that
of a monster is he?
anybody should be doing that or condoning it, but I'm saying it makes sense for that the character did it. You get clarification as to why it wasn't some arbitrary
didn't you also think
suicide.
like he was like beating her or doing something like that?
Screaming at her all the time, making her
Yeah.
feel like garbage. In fact, he's taking care of her.
He's manipulative.
Very manipulative.
Which is kind of like a...
He's almost keeping her. He's like, it's okay. She's just drinking. Like, she just had too much to drink. It's okay. And he's just like, drink this. He's like, like, kind of like giving soothing, like, pats on
he's
the
like
head.
an emotional
like,
vampire. They
yeah.
call it. It's where they drain you, and you just are exhausted because they're just draining you somehow. He's a sicko.
Basically.
Fuck this guy.
I mean, it was so well done.
Which is why I think he is human, because only a human could be that sadistic.
Unless he's taken advantage of the most advanced technology that the world has to offer.
Could be.
And all that research that was done with Old Man Delos.
Or he could be a host.
I don't know. I feel like the jury's still out. But I believe that he's just having a meltdown, as you said now, maybe not the first time.
It has to be, because it can't just be, I feel evil, and it's stemming from here. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I feel evil. Why am I feeling this?
It's definitely not the first time he's felt that evil, but I don't think it's the first time that he's thought, "Am I a host? Is this real?" And that was like a theme of the episode. What's real? What is fake? What what I mean?
Yeah,
How can I trust this? Even Teddy goes through the same things that Ed Harris's wife goes through. Almost like, I thought I knew you. You were somebody else. We were so in love. I'm jumping ahead to the last scene, really, but they're connected to me. Where he's talking to Dolores in that old barn at the end of the episode, and he said, I swore I'd protect you. Because he lets that one Native American guy go in the gunfight in the beginning.
Now, was that because of him, or to see if he could make a choice because she told him to kill everyone?
No, he just thought, they made eye contact and he was going to do it, and then he thought, like, no, and then he was having this existential crisis.
Right. No, for a second I was like, does that guy have mind control powers?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Mind control to control the house.
He said it.
Play that clip.
No, he definitely. He definitely doesn't. It definitely wasn't that. It was him internally, and then he was manipulated. She's the Ed Harris of androids. She's manipulating Teddy, someone who she claimed to love, and basically like used him just like Ed Harris used his wife, her position in the social, world, and
that's another way to
and
explode
he
his wife
kills himself.
by the fact that Logan was an addict, and then if other people see her, she's a lush in public and stuff. That's also, hey, look, her brother was an addict. She's the same genetics. Like, that's another way just to manipulate her. Yeah.
Really, it's funny that the parallels that I'm now kind of realizing between Teddy and Ed Harris's wife and Ed Harris and Dolores.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And that they're both on the same. They're both on the same path, and it's not going to end well. And they both want to destroy. They both wanted to destroy this place.
Also between Ford and Bernard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But with Ford,
Very
it's a little different because I think Ford wanted Bernard to purge him out. That's what I think. Like, Bernard's going through the thing, and he's strapping himself to the wheel. And I had a question. So when Bernard goes and sees Maeve there, because Ford says, "Oh, we have one last thing I need to do," and he gets close enough so that Maeve can get into his thoughts.
Yeah,
because
he's locked out of the room still.
Well, one thing I thought of, did it remind you of Harry Seldon leaving messages behind for the next generation?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I didn't think about that at the time, but that definitely, yeah.
But I had a question. So now, is Ford now in Maeve?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if it was just a message that she
Now, I don't know that he's, like, permanently in there, or if that's just literally she's just seeing the message that he left, and then that's it.
That's what I was wondering.
That's there.
That's what I was wondering.
So I guess I don't know. But at least obviously that message was there. Now, I don't know if it's something like what was happening with Bernard. But we'll see next episode, because she's obviously not going anywhere.
Right. I do like how he basically goes like, the same way that you cared about your daughter, like, you were my favorite, you're practically my daughter, and he gives her like the kiss, and it's kind of like just saying like, don't let this guy. Yeah.
And
like,
he's so proud of her.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's proud of himself because he's saying about how I gave you a way out. You're my favorite child. This is like the closest I ever came to having a child. You're my favorite. I've always loved you the most. And now I gave you a way out so you could be free, and you turned around and gave all that up to save your child. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's the most human... He didn't say that, but it's like the most human thing that you could do.
Similar to what Ford did when Dolores killed him. Maybe, like, putting himself in there was like a backup plan in case it didn't go awry, so... Yeah, that was his way out, but then he had to...
or you could think about it where, like, he's, like, trying to create a way for his children to leave... Right. While he's actually trying to go in deeper, because he goes into the cradle, like he recesses further into the code, almost, if you will,
seems like
into
the broader,
ether, and he's trying to let them go out and open the door into the world.
Yeah, the broader idea is humans always want to go deeper in, and all the hosts want to get as far out as possible, and this is where they intersect.
Yeah.
Da-da-ba-da!
I think we just cracked the fucking code. What do you think, boss?
Show's really confusing.
Thanks, boss. Thanks for that comment. Anyway,
no, I was gonna say. Were you gonna say that?
I don't know.
We're just trying to hit the broad points.
I did have a thought about Dolores's, I guess, story arc. I'm really not interested in. I got really bored with her. Like, what the fuck is she doing? What's your point? It's really boring.
Well, she wants to get to the cradle.
But no, it's getting to the point where I can't even watch.
The Valley Beyond is basically where...
They took out the cradle, now they want the Valley.
I just get distracted, I'm not even paying attention.
Really?
It's just boring me.
It's becoming like Daenerys in Game of Thrones a little bit?
It's not good, the Dolores part. The Daenerys part I like to watch. That's engaging me.
At least the Daenerys part, she's got those eyebrows.
And...
oh my god. It's intoxicating.
The other parts I like, just not the Dolores part. She's losing me.
Yeah?
Not good, yeah. 2 thumbs down.
On what?
To Dolores.
Okay. I see what he's saying a little bit. No, it's true. Like, obviously, MIB's and Bernard I'm more interested in.
Like, what's she doing? What's her goal?
Just to destroy what the humans have.
And to be free of this world. She's trying to do basically the same thing
she's
that
all by herself.
I know, because
but
Teddy...
that's her own doing.
Good job.
That's her own doing.
That's her own doing. That's why you don't like her, because Teddy says it. It's like, look, we don't want to become like them. That's what you're doing, Dolores, and I don't want to be part of it. Kablamo!
That's what I was saying, too. It's the same projection. Basically, Ed Harris is trying to be alone the entire time.
Because she's already basically failed.
And do this himself. They're on the same path.
What's she going to do? Leave by herself? Big deal.
Well, she's going to tear it all down.
Burn it down!
That's what he's going to do. Ed Harris even says he's going to do Westworld. Well, maybe the real world, too.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in her. I think she's already failed.
She's
already done. I don't know why we're even watching her.
She might have failed already. But she has the secret disc, doesn't she?
Yeah, what did she take?
She took the brain
Abernathy?
muffin of Abernathy, right? Or what? I can't
Yeah,
remember what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
with that. So she
No,
has
took
that.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was that little scene with Hale and the gay surgeon guy and
Gay
Clementine.
Doctor Strange.
So they gave some of Maeve's programming into Clementine to see how she can affect other hosts
Right.
through this wireless network.
They basically figured out what she's doing.
And that's how they're going to use. They're going to turn all the hosts against each
She
other.
has like a Kilroy effect, like from Jessica Jones, basically, but for robots.
Right.
If you've seen that with David Tennant's character, and yeah, so she has like that. They show that now. They say, "Oh well, if this works, because they're going to put it out in the field now,
Yeah.
and try and basically have all the hosts kill themselves, so that they don't have to worry about putting themselves in harm's way, and they can just go and clean up after it's all over."
Hey, Dexter, have you said, fuck it, McAllen, straight?
If I had like $100 bill to put down for a shot of McAllen, I guess.
And did you ever look to your left and Anthony Hopkins was there?
I know. I was like, why does he say that? Does he? Oh, you know why? Now I just realized why he says fuck
He doesn't drink.
He doesn't drink
Yeah,
in the real
yeah,
world.
yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. That just hit me all of a sudden. Clearly, Boss was ahead of me. Yep.
Which kind of shows his evil side seeping in a little bit into the real world because he felt that twinge.
He's also pissed off.
It's
and
not his
stressed out
evil
because
side,
His wife is making a fool of herself.
Oxnard. He
It's
is
true.
evil.
His true self, yeah.
He just is evil.
Yeah, he says that. It just
He's a bad egg.
he says something like that, like it just
He's
burned.
a bad egg, a bad
Yeah.
seed, a rotten egg, a
What
bad
was that movie
seed.
with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood? Bad,
Have you met
The bad son?
Have you?
The good son.
the
Have
good
you-
son. The bad daughter, you know, the one with Macaulay Culkin.
The bad daughter sounds like a porno movie.
Have you ever met
Oh, it
somebody
is,
who
yeah.
just said, "Hey, I'm pure evil.
No, boss.
Can't help it."
That's what you said when we met in the second grade.
I went to the boss and said, hey, boss!
He goes up to me. Hey, you ever meet somebody who's pure evil before? Hi, I'm Boss.
It's above
And
the
then I
pay
shook
grade.
his hand and I said, Boss,
Choke a duck.
Boss.
Do you think someone who was truly evil would even say to someone that they're
Absolutely
evil?
not.
No, because
Yeah.
people
No,
who are
they would
truly
deny
evil,
that they're evil.
Yeah,
That's
people who are
something-
truly
I
evil
feel like
think they're
that's-
doing good.
Like
That's
Donald
good
Trump.
of him to say he's
Well,
evil, but I guess
and
she was
Hitler.
on her deathbed basically, and he said that, so it doesn't really count.
Well, he didn't know she was on her deathbed. She was just sleeping
Oh
one
well,
off.
yeah, she was.
She was on her deathbed because she
Yeah.
was going to kill
But
herself.
he basically thought she was asleep.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Did you think he really thought she was asleep, though? Or, like,
Yeah.
he knew she was listening?
Yeah, she's asleep.
I wonder what these people were talking about with his drunken wife.
Who is
I think they were just listening to her
that
ramble on.
slut who spilled my drink?
By the way, I went to the liquor store near us again.
You saw
and,
his wife there?
No, and the crazy guy was there again.
Oh, God.
Anthony
Why do you keep
Hopkins?
going there?
Oh yeah, I met
Right
that
there.
guy.
I live
met
right
that
by
guy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a
He
guy.
was crazy.
You go right up there. It's right in front of my house.
I don't
It's like a block
that. I
away.
don't like that place.
I-
This place is walking distance
He's
from my
crazy.
house.
Yeah, but you were
that
driving
guy.
It's
there.
crazy. And then of course there were two weirdos in front of me. It took forever. I was there forever. There was only me and two other people in the store, and they were already at the register asking this guy all kinds of questions. Do you have this? Do you have that? And he's like, I don't know. And then finally they go off to like look for something, and
so
he's
you
ringing
can
me
talk
up.
about
So
stuff
now
with
I
him.
get to talk to me, and he goes, and I say, I'm the only person now in front of him, the only person he can
Uh-oh.
see. And he goes, I go, hey, how you doing? You know, he asked me how I'm doing. I said, good, how you doing? He goes, you know what, guys? I'm doing great. I just learned something today.
Guys.
Guys, I'm
the
alone.
only one
It's just
there.
me and him. You know
Oh,
what?
man.
He goes, you know what, guys? I'm doing
boy.
great. I just learned something today. The hearts of men are filled with lies. And I said, oh. And he's like, there are no friends. There are no friends to be had in this world. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You said that?
No, that's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
you
Dexter
followed
said.
up.
I said,
I thought you followed
No.
up. He said,
No, he goes.
I would not have said that. I was
He goes, you know
thinking.
what, guys? Yeah, there's the hearts of men are filled with lies. You know what I mean? He keeps asking me if I know it. And I'm thinking, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about at
But
all.
you said yes.
Just
Yeah.
say yes.
And I was just like, oh. I don't even say yes. I just go, And then I just like, not even making eye contact, just waiting so I
You
can
got to put your
pay my
headphones in
bill.
and pretend you're taking a call.
Hello? Oxnard, is that you?
No, you got to be like, oh, I got to get the papers
Anyway,
done.
no, it was good. Then he starts going on. He's like, you know, I don't get it. I take care of him. I came back. I'm helping my moms. Everybody's still mad at me. And I go, oh, all right. Well, I said, well, see you later. And I left. And he's like, all right, man, have a good night.
Oh,
Every
God.
time I see that guy,
You
he
gotta stop going
somehow
there.
corners me, or he ends up being the one ringing me up
It's
and
amazing
telling me
how
all kinds
crazy
of things
people are,
like,
man.
I couldn't find. They rearranged the store, and I was like, oh, where's the gin? Where'd you move the gin to? and he's like, the djinn.
It's
And
on this normal spot.
first of all, I didn't know it was him, right? Suddenly he turns around,
Dun, 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 dun.
and it was him. No, and he goes, the djinn, and he starts putting his belt back on. It was off for some reason.
Why was it off?
I don't know. He was like stocking something, and then he starts re-buttoning his pants
Dipping
up.
his dick in
so
the
that
gin,
was
dude.
weird. And then he's showing me, and then he goes, and then he says here, and he goes, he goes, I know the truth of all things. He goes to me,
Ooh.
and I said, well,
he doesn't.
oh,
He does
I go,
not know the truth of all things.
Obviously, I go, oh, wow, and then he's like,
No, it's
yeah,
wrong,
I
this
was like, yeah, and then I can't remember. He said something else to me, and I said, oh, well, you're lucky, and he goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? I said, well, you know everything,
Don't engage.
and he's like, oh yeah. Then I left. I think I came this close to getting
Oh
killed.
man,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think you
he's
need to-
definitely making a sculpture of you in his
You need
basement.
to stop going there. One day you're going to get stabbed.
Yes, you
It's gonna
gotta
be
stop going
Dexter,
there.
local podcaster,
Yeah.
stabbed mercilessly by
Yeah.
insane guy.
Do not go there.
I kind of
Dexter.
want my tombstone to say that, regardless of what happens
That's
to
not
my
a good
death.
way to
I'm,
go.
I did go there recently, but I'm probably not going to be going there because
Why is everyone going there?
it's
kind
close.
of out of,
It's close.
I'm right there.
Convenient.
I live.
I kind
right
of
there.
liked their selection once
Drive
upon
around.
a time.
Drive
but I
around.
didn't like
Actually,
it last
the
time.
prices are pretty good, and they have a large selection.
is it
so
worth your life?
That'll be fun.
The hours this guy's going to steal from you. Talking about the lives.
You know what the
and-
key is? I gotta go.
is in the heart. Dexter.
No, I gotta go
But
like
it's filled with
in
lies.
during the day, like in the middle of the day, not in the evening.
No, then you're gonna
Like,
meet
I
the
went,
maniac
Like I went
who-
on my way here, so it's like 8 o'clock.
You're
and
gonna
I'm
meet the
going
maniac
there.
who hired that guy. He's going to be worse.
There's a lot of characters that work in that place, but they're all very friendly people.
My only memory of going, I've been there like 3 or 4 times. Every time I got in there, they're cleaning the floor with like the most disgusting smelling floor polish.
Well, they've got to cover. They've got to clean the blood up from the murder victim.
all
of that
I'm
guy.
thinking. I'm thinking guts were spilled.
And that's why he says, "I know the truth of all things." He's because he's a serial killer.
There's a if you guys just go down the road a little bit, right next to the
By
grocery
the
store.
CVS?
No, by the grocery store is a really nice liquor store there.
Yeah, that's the one I'm at. By the You mean the ShopRite liquor?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't go to that ShopRite.
It's 2 minutes.
It's too complicated to get in and out of that parking lot.
Oh my god.
It's too trafficy. There's too much traffic.
It's
No,
not
there's
that
You
one
bad.
can't make a left out of there.
Across
It's
the street.
impossible.
Across the street, there's a place too.
Yeah, by the CVS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that place is good too.
I
And they
hate that
sometimes-
place. Clown Liquors or whatever it's called. What's
No,
it called?
They have a
Clown
dog
with-
behind the
with
counter.
Yeah, there's
with
always
the
a
big
little dog.
fat Indian guy, the one
Yeah.
that the guy who's like a planet.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't
They
like
have a
that
golden
place.
retriever,
though.
I
And they have a
think, behind the
dog named Tiger behind.
You
the
know what
counter.
they're doing?
Just to give it away.
You know what they're doing by the mall?
You're
Okay.
gonna go to the mall for gin?
No, but not the Sears is gone. I used to work at that Sears. It's gone completely because they're going out of business. They're shutting down stores everywhere now. And it's going to be a Stu Leonard's.
Ooh.
That is
there you
going
go.
to be a gigantic Stu Leonard's.
Nice.
And then apparently the second floor is going to be a
Leonard's is
movie
good.
theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but not just the liquor store though. It's going to be because the Stu Leonard's is going to be like the whole
Yeah.
like grocery store
Yeah,
thing
you
too.
can't mix them
Yeah,
in
you
New
got the cheeses
Jersey.
and stuff.
Well, you can.
No, recently,
separate.
the most recent one
Stop
there,
and Shop up in Ridgewood on Route 17. They have a liquor store section, just like ShopRite
Oh,
does.
you know what? But it's probably there's like separate walls or something.
It's like kind of yeah. But anyway, but Stu Leonard's, it's going to be like the kind of grocery store.
I love
slash
Stu
liquor
Leonard's.
store.
It's really good.
So there's going to be a new big one.
Gary's too. You've been to Gary's, right?
yeah,
That's the one out on Route 3 though, right? On the way to North Bergen?
That's like all the way up there on Route 20.
Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, okay, I'm thinking of a different one. What's that one we went to one time? You know where Route 3 kind of splits past the Meadowlands Parkway and you get over to the right and then there's like the gas stations and the restaurant?
Yeah, and you pass you pass.
It's
Jose
like by
Tejas.
Harmon Meadows, like right before you get into Harmon Meadows.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't there like a big liquor store
Yeah,
over there? or something?
Gary's. Did we go there together?
Isn't one time I think, but it was
Really?
closed.
Oh, well, maybe we went to like the hobby shop.
We might have, yeah. Oh yes, I
And then
think we did.
Oh, we gotta get booze.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
hanging out together.
Yeah. I can't be with you if I don't have booze.
All right, I might
Anyway,
be
all right.
bleeping out. Some
Anyway,
locations.
whatever. I had to bring that up. I
you
don't know
heard
why.
bleeps,
I don't know why I had to, but I did.
All right, I don't know how we got on that.
bleep it.
Anyway, back to MIB, his daughter and his wife. So I was going to talk about the book he puts.
I have a comment. Hold on. Before
oh, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, you're going to talk about the book, but hold on, really quick. Don't you think they casted pretty good? Because she actually looks like she could be the daughter of those two.
Did I not say this last week?
did?
Yes, I said that last week.
I didn't know that she was going to be the
No,
actress.
I didn't
though.
remember the wife, what she looked like.
And
All
she's
right.
clearly had
Book,
and
Oxnard.
This actress does a fantastic job, and she was in House, and she's been around for ages. I don't remember her name.
But have you noticed the
But
blinking and the mannerisms? I think they study Ed Harris's performance. Young William McPoyle definitely did.
Yeah.
For this season, because he's acting a lot more like him, which works out beautifully. And then the daughter, I think, also is... See how Ed Harris is always, like, kind of...
Yeah, he did, like, a long thing, and then he's always, like, kind of...
Yeah, these weird mouth movements, like a little twitch there.
Because he's, like, holding everything in, like...
Yeah.
But she did a good job, and she looks good. She does like with her performance, like all of her mannerisms and everything. It was fantastic.
All right, Oxnard, book.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's not much to say. The book is Slaughterhouse 5.
Kurt Vonnegut?
Yep. And in the book is a person named Billy Pilgrim. And if you remember, his wife called him Billy, and she's like, "Oh, you hate when I call you Billy."
Yeah.
And then
That's right.
She also says, "Oh, you're going to go on that pilgrimage again."
Yes, that's right.
And in the book,
wow!
It's a sci-fi novel where he travels through time. He gets post-traumatic stress disorder. He can see and relive his past and his own death. It's basic, broad view of the book. The book itself, I was reading a synopsis, sounds very disjointed.
I mean, I read it like in high school, I think.
It sounds very confusing.
I remember very small bits of it. Yeah, I got to reread it, definitely. And
in the 60s, I think 67, I believe.
a lot of the books I read in high school, I had to reread. Like, I had to reread, like, 1984, like, 3 times before it really, like, settled into my brain.
I've read 1984.
Because it's so disturbing.
So many times. Because once I started, I was like, oh, I can finish this in the next few hours. It's just, I love reading that book. It's just...
It's so
disturbing,
great, though.
It's disturbing, but I love the idea of, like, you know, Eurasia is at war with this, like, this big idea.
Oceania.
Like, is that really happening? All this control, and I love how he hides in the corner of his room.
No, okay.
No, 1984 is great. The Good Earth, I would also suggest you reread.
Or you can watch the movie with the racist Hollywood portrayals.
No, read The Good Earth again. That was
Yeah,
great.
I remember that. I actually have a copy of Things Fall Apart, too.
Things Fall Apart was very good.
We had to read that. Catcher in the Rye, we had to read in high school.
Yeah, at the time...
Bell Jar.
Yeah, Catcher in the Rye, like, at the time, that's a book you should read in high school, and then you get older. That's something that it hits your existential, cynical edge as a high schooler. And then you get older, then you just appreciate you read it at that time.
That period of time, it's like when you read, it's like Jack Kerouac. You have to be young to read that.
Like, remember we read The Stranger?
When you're old and you read it, you just think, this is fucking stupid.
Remember The Stranger? That was about, like, a guy, like, with no emotion, just kind of going through life. I forget what the term is. Not nihilism. I forget what the term is. And also, what's the Rabbits, George? The Rabbits?
Oh, of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
Which is an okay book if you want to be
and
sad.
The Grapes of Wrath and all that.
I never read The Grapes of Wrath.
I've never read the whole thing. And then there's the other one. There's another one I never read, but it's basically like this, like, small California community. Like, that's where he kind of wrote a lot about. And then it's like the Knights of the Round Table. They're all like winos. But Mice and Men is like, and Grapes of Wrath are two of Steinbeck's. But my mother actually was like a Steinbeck scholar or something. It turned out.
Interesting author too.
Read all of his works.
Easier than Tolkien.
Had
I
to
guess.
study. Oh yeah, definitely. Tolkien. Actually, you know what's interesting in this 2001 book I was reading? Arthur C. Clarke. I was reading this book about the making of the movie 2001, and there's this part where Arthur C. Clarke is. After the movie came out, it like sparked all of these debates, and Arthur C. Clarke debated with C.S. Lewis. Actually, this might have been before the movie came out. Sorry, but anyway, the point is Arthur C. Clarke, C.S. Lewis, and Tolkien had a debate, and together they were all together debating
Really?
like the merits of basically sci-fi versus fantasy and all the ideals. And space exploration
Was
and all
this
these kind of things.
televised? Was it
No,
recorded?
it's like lost to. There's no transcript. There's everything. But
What
it did
the fuck
happen.
is wrong with
But it did happen.
Oh my god! No one was there with a stenographer.
I don't. Can you imagine? That would have been absolutely
I would read that for hours.
magical. You know, and I mean, but it was like opposing views about like C.S. Lewis clearly thought like there's a waste of time.
It's me, C.S. Lewis, brawling boys, lions and witches and wardrobes.
I'm a Christian. I'm an atheist.
Santa Claus is in my book. Father Christmas.
I absolutely detest allegory. That
Who's
was
that?
that was supposed to be Tolkien.
No, Tolkien is mother.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he has a big mumbler. Of course, there's no allegory in my book.
You should look it up online, boss. It's just Tolkien talking. You can't fucking understand a word that guy's
He's so British he can barely
It's
speak.
like, what the... Can you write what you were saying so I can read it?
Saruman.
I'm sure what you're saying is very eloquent, but Jesus
It's like
Christ.
Richard Burton.
So that was
Getting
all stemmed
sidetracked
from
a lot. I was
Slaughter...
watching Spartacus recently also. Laurence Olivier.
Well, that all stemmed from Slaughterhouse 5 when he put
Yeah.
the thing. And we were talking about her suicide. And then
Was
now...
he a god? Spartacus.
Oh.
Laurence Olivier. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, sidetracked. Sweaty.
Is the air not cold enough?
I think I'm worked up. I'm all gibbered up here, and I'm having a drink.
He's all ginned up.
Alcohol is making... This is vodka, actually.
Vodka.
Vodka. What's the matter, you?
Vodka.
Oh, come here. Let me get some
You
vodka.
drink the vodka.
You want vodka, Rebel?
You come over to my house, you bring gift of vodka.
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 Hey, did you watch the World Cup at all?
Nope.
Just the first
Iceland
game.
tied Argentina, apparently.
I know that Mexico beat Germany.
Oh, really? That's interesting, man.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one year where it was a huge blowout against Germany in Brazil? Remember it was like 7-0 or something?
Might have been the last one.
No. This was years ago.
Oh, well, like
years and
Pele
years
or something?
No, not that far back.
Like the 50s? All I know is that Iceland is like the world's favorite team, basically, right now. Because they're like the massive underdog, because they only have basically 100 players to pull from to make the World Cup team.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize how... You forget how tiny Iceland is, like, as a country. It's like 300-something thousand people there.
I know, most of them living around Mount Erohakenmecheneva now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fayugalugadaga.
Yeah, in the city of
Fayugalugadaga. Oh, man, we have to go to Iceland.
yeah.
STS
It's cheap. Let's go tomorrow.
Iceland trip.
Yeah, the girls are so
Reykjavik.
hot and inbred, they'll sleep with anyone.
Yeah.
York? The girls are so tiny, and the men are so insanely huge.
Yeah, we're not gonna get laid at all. Did you ever see that documentary of the mountain? I think it was
Which one?
for the
For
current-
men's like the Men's Health Fitness magazine,
Yeah,
where they followed him around and stuff.
Yeah. Did you see his
Yeah.
girlfriend?
Yeah,
It looks
she's
like
a peanut.
His little 8-year-old sister.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the fuck? You're gonna kill her.
Oh wow.
It's amazing how this has, like, the evolution of the Icelandic people has worked out to be this way. It's because
man.
that's the biggest sport, like, in their world is bodybuilding, the strongman competitions.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the pictures of young Hapsthor, whatever his last name is? That's the actor that plays the mountain.
Yeah.
He was like tall but skinny.
No, I never saw that.
He was like a skinny, lanky basketball player.
Accumulated mass.
And then you see him. Yeah, he cultivated mass. He cultivated mass. And then you see him, and he like he's like holding like spinach or kale or something, and he's like saying something in Icelandic or whatever. But he's like basically he eats this constantly. He just shovels like baby spinach into his gullet
Iron Man, man.
every 20 minutes.
Iron Man.
And then like and they it's like him and The Rock have the most insane diets. There was a guy from like Time Magazine or something who tried to do The Rock's diet, and he's
yeah.
like an inch shape. It's like basically
Remember we
eat
talked about
scrod 50 times a day, and like
man.
it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you find it in our old Game of Thrones video, we went.
Oh yes, we did. That's when we first talked about it.
And
Yeah.
then Cos Van de Pol, check out his channel. I believe it's Cos Van de Pol. He drew a sketch of you being held by the mountain.
Oh
Remember
yeah. He's so fucking cool though.
Yeah, you love giant men, Icelandic men.
Don't you?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if
I
I'm
wish
gonna
I was a
hear them.
tiny Icelandic lady.
I don't
There,
know
it's
if
like
that's
you
a
have
good
all Tinkerbells and then fucking like giants.
idea. Jack and the Beanstalk
Yeah,
giants.
it's insanity. But we should go there. It looks
All the
absolute-
men
It's like
take,
a gorgeous
take the women's
country.
food.
Yeah, that's what's
see?
happening. These women are starving. We need to go there and
Yeah.
save
That's
them.
what the problem is.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Iceland is, they actually have a dating app, and if you meet someone in a bar or something, remember I told you, you check out their profile, and it'll actually tell you genetically how closely related you are, because
wow.
you have so many people there
Gross.
so
Oh,
closely
wow.
related. So I think the rule is like if they're like your fourth, fifth cousin, that's kind of okay. But
That's pretty
Oh,
distant,
man.
though, isn't it?
that's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
distant. But
I think anything. What's the closest you would go? I think third.
depends how
I
hot she
think third cousin. I'd be okay. Third cousin, I'd be okay with it.
I don't. I have no female cousins.
Because doesn't it depend on like what side of the family they're on and everything too, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
But this was going on back. I mean, Einstein,
Second cousin.
Einstein
No.
was married to his cousin.
I don't know. Cousins confuse me. That like Like the order.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like when you have first cousin and second cousin. What's a second cousin?
It would be your
Like the definitions. I mean, of what constitutes like second, third cousins.
The cousin
and stuff like that.
of your mom and their children would be a second cousin to you
Oh, okay.
because it's their first cousin.
Because
then
I
it's your
think
second
like
cousin,
I think my
I believe.
okay.
I talked about this once because I brought it up to my girlfriend. Hey, what if we did like a DNA test and we found out like somehow we're like distant?
I think that was like a Mad About You episode.
distant
Like they find out Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt. Oh, this is a real throwback. But they find
kids,
an episode
listen
where
up.
they find out their cousins.
You know the hit show, Mad About You?
Must see
Tell me
TV, guys. Must see TV.
I love you like a
You guys
dude.
remember
Tell
Paul
me
Reiser?
The latest episode of Frasier was on. You catch that? Niles really got into a dilemma. He got locked in between the roof and the building, and Daphne had to keep him
Niles!
Damn it,
Cousin
Niles.
man,
Got you, baby.
You have wounded
Moving
me!
to the final frontier. That's a song.
From Mad About You?
Yeah.
I don't remember the theme song. That's the theme song?
Yes. Tell me why I love you like I do. Tell me who. I don't
wow.
know the next line.
I didn't realize Paul was such a Mad About You. Actually, that's familiar, yes.
The only time I ever heard that theme song was when George was forced to watch it with his fiancee Susan.
That's right. I taped Mad
Mad
About You.
about you, baby.
George, are you ready for bed? I taped Mad About You. I gotta go, Jerry.
Hi, George. How was your day? I already asked him that. He said, good. Good day. The wig master.
Good day.
Good day. Anyway, I was watching this thing about the improv on Showtime. We're getting way off the rails here.
That's all right.
So
Doesn't
people like
matter.
long
Yeah.
episodes.
Um,
Damn it, I pressed play just as this came
oh,
out.
you
Say
fucked
it,
it up!
like-
Who's that? Who cares?
Whoa! That guy's scary. Oh, my God.
Should have taken a screenshot.
Shit. Ed Harris looks like he's about to get laid.
I know, yeah.
Hey. It's me, Eddie.
Anyway, it was like there's some documentary kind of thing, but it was all about the history of the improv,
Improv
the
community?
yeah,
The art of
the
improvisation?
no, the comedy, like
the comedy club?
Yeah, the comedy club. Thank you. I want to say the comedy store, which is a different club.
Different club.
But
Bananas?
Jerry Seinfeld does some bits in
Stand-up
it or whatever.
comedy?
Well, he's talking about it, and they show clips of his old stand-up there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I thought was really funny was he's talking about at the Smithsonian. They have a toothbrush from Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon, and on the plaque underneath it says "on loan from Neil Armstrong." Neil, just give him the toothbrush.
Really
When he
on
first
loan?
started, I had the same reaction. Like I could see it in your face. Like, where is this going? What kind of story is this? And then when he says, "Just give on loan," just give him the fucking toothbrush. I thought that was a hilarious.
Oh, but is that
bit.
true? Was it really on loan from him?
I have no idea. It was a 1980 Seinfeld
'Cause he could've
bit
just made
from the
that up.
improv.
There's this lucky toothbrush.
He could have made it up.
Probably did. There's no way to
Probably did.
verify. No,
Who
Google
cares?
right there.
I mean, a lot of the comedians make up, like personas and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, my girlfriend did this." They didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't jerk off in front of women. I don't do that at all.
I'm Louis C.K.
Hey,
Yeah.
I make up my own
That's
jokes.
just my persona.
My persona.
My comedy persona.
What's weird is that it was kind of his persona,
That's very true.
and then he did do it though. He didn't really have a persona; he just did it.
Wasn't shocking to me.
I mean, at least what I'll give him credit for is that he completely 100% owned up to it, and even when somebody else tried to justify his behavior for him, he was like, "No, I did this."
Yeah.
So I at least give him credit
The
for
thing
that.
about it's like it's not like he raped someone. It's just really weird.
No, it's weird, and it's the idea that he was clearly in a position of power, and he abused it
Yeah.
to make these women feel ridiculously uncomfortable.
Yeah,
They had to
it's just-
fucking watch him jerk off.
It's like really weird.
It's weird.
Like what the fuck?
I mean, it's like that time I made you guys watch me jerk off.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
guys, I'm Louis C.K.
well,
I was
Dexter,
like, what's taking so long?
he was in a position of power.
You kept making eye contact with me.
Am
I not good looking enough? You had the position of power, it turned out, the whole time, and I didn't.
My mouth is wide open. Hurry up!
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
God, I spread my cheeks
Good
out.
Lord.
Ellie, want me to spread them more?
Oh, it's the worst Thanksgiving ever.
Gun shy.
We had to all invite our grandmas. That was
That was
the best
embarrassing for you.
It was.
And I was
very
embarrassed.
humiliating. I was embarrassed. You were embarrassed for me. It was bad all the way around.
part. But I'm glad we got through it.
Yes, we did. You know what? We're stronger now.
Yeah.
The worst
Stronger
part. The
for
worst
it.
part. was he started and he's like, guys, give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
Wasn't a
We
minute.
had to wait 2 minutes. He's swinging from a chandelier, so he gets hard. Dexter's a wild man.
I swing right in, hanging from my left hand from the chandelier. The other right hand's working away, pounding away.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Jerking
this
meat?
really.
Oh, that's right. That reminds me. Reading turkey jerky. So what's the verdict on the boar and the venison?
Oh, the boar is
the
better
boar
than
is
the
way
venison.
better.
Boar is better than the
delicious.
venison.
Venison is was a little
It
spicy.
was
right?
weird. I didn't
The
think it was
venison,
that good.
it was sweet and spicy actually.
Yeah.
And you know
That
what?
was good.
The texture, I didn't like the texture as
texture
much.
wasn't good.
It was kind of a crumbly texture.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I think that's just because it's so lean. There's not enough fat. I
don't
think
know.
to kind of can
I
keep
got
it together.
I got summer sausages that are venison, and I had a sample of it. They were really good. So,
Would
I
you
don't
like
know.
to taste my smoked meat log?
I
Yeah.
know it's good.
Family Guy reference.
This turkey jerky.
They're
Turkey
good.
jerky is always good. I've never been disappointed. Have you ever tried lime turkey jerky?
No, I'm
Lime.
gonna try making my
they
own
had, like, a
jerky
little
though.
zest of lime to it. It was good.
I'm gonna
Citrusy.
buy some meat and I'm gonna jerk it.
What
Now
about,
this is $3.65 everyday value. I usually don't buy jerky based on value.
well, it depends on what your diet. Like if you want to do
Organic.
if you're like all keto,
Yeah, but if value's in the name, that turns me off to the product. You know what I mean? Value jerky. Mm-hmm. I'll splurge on the. on
say
the-
GMO free.
Chemicals? No, this has
Chemicals?
natural smoke flavor and organic caramel color added. Ooh. Excellent source of protein. Turkey raised without antibiotics or growth hormones. Oh, but bad news. They had to live in a shoebox their entire
shit.
life. Not free. Oh, god damn it.
Shoebox turkeys.
Yeah.
That's why they get the leather smell.
That's right. The best way to get the authentic
trick.
leatherness is to pretend they're a shoe.
Uh-huh.
All right. Should we get back to Westworld?
Hold on.
Sure.
No, hold on. Let me get more
Yeah, I'm gonna
vodka.
get
More vodka.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh my god. There it is. I can't believe I can see my house again. Porch light is on. Oh, I'm coming, baby. Here we go. Oh, up the steps. Oh, here we go. Up the front door. Oh, the door's locked. Ethel! The hell is that? Scruffy? I gotta bang down this door. Put my shoulder into it. Yeah! The hell? This place looks like a shithole. It's like a kennel in here. All these bums in here. What are these cretins doing? You there? Oh, what's the matter with you?
Hey, Tom, it's me.
Barry?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
I'm in the deep end. It's the snitties.
Snitties. Barry, where's Ethel?
Give me more snitties upstairs in the bedroom.
Upstairs? Bedroom? Snitties? Ethel? I'm coming, baby! What? Ethel! Scruffy! You're fucking my wife! What the? I can't even comprehend what I'm seeing!
Tom!
Fred! What is happening? My life is crumbling around me. I don't understand.
This is why I've guided you here. Your wife.
Why did you want me to see this?
Because, Tom, you have to stop him.
I would have rather stayed in prison than see Scruffy the dog fucking my wife.
You don't understand, Tom. Scruffy is the one responsible for all this. Ethel isn't herself. She's hooked on the black powder.
Oh, God damn
It's
it.
Scruffy, an existential Lovecraftian threat from beyond our dimension, Tom.
I can't even comprehend Scruffy's fucking.
You must fight him, Tom. End this. End my misery. End all our miseries.
I'll take care of this, Fred. I'm gonna save Ethel. What's the best gum you ever had in your life? The best chewing gum?
I don't know. I'm gonna look up some.
You don't know? I'll tell you what it was. Big League Chew.
It was really
Absolutely.
The flavor went away immediately. Like
But it
most
was
gums, but
it was the most mouth-watering
it was
gum.
delicious.
absolutely delicious. And I remember, too, and it was perfect, because we would be playing Little League, and you had the food stand right there, and they sold Big League gum, which was the perfect, and they made it look like fucking chewing tobacco.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and it was the most mouth-wateringly delicious gum.
And you had to spit.
You had to. Oh, so my mouth is watering thinking about it. Even the grape was good. And I'm not a grape, because for me, a grape is not like a popular flavor.
Maybe because it's more surface area for the goodness.
And it was shredded.
Because you're putting so much in your mouth.
Well, that was the thing. I'd eat the whole pack.
Like one thing, and then it's like...
I'd eat the whole pack.
That's probably why it tastes
Yeah,
like
and the other thing was that, especially...
You don't eat it, Dexter.
Well, you chew it. Yeah, okay.
You chew it.
Well, no, it was
lot
so
of-
good I ate it.
That's a lot of
My
sugar for a
digestive
kid.
system is ruined.
Inventor, do you have Big League Chew?
We're always speaking directly to Inventor.
Well, I'm very
Yeah.
interested in Scotland.
Yeah,
I would love
we're-
to go one
That's
day.
true. I am. Well, Claire's from the UK. What about they don't have Big League Chew? It's so American because it's got these baseball player
Well, what would-
characters
what would
on the front.
UK equivalent be?
Cricket Chew?
Big
Did
cricket
they have
chow?
chewing
Polo
tobacco
chow.
like that in the UK?
No, it's probably just cigarettes.
Like, think about when you think
Holy.
about like a baseball player, and they have the
sure
chewing
they
tobacco.
do.
Did they have it? Because that was the other thing too. Don Mattingly, when we were kids in the '90s, he quit using chewing tobacco, and then he switched, and he would just have a wad of bubble gum on the
Yeah.
side of his mouth. So then we were all so we would have chewing gum on the side of our mouth like Don Mattingly.
Oh my god.
Died of cavities.
No,
We're just worse.
he's alive and well and coaching the Miami Marlins.
Jaw cancer
Donnie
or the-
Baseball is doing just fine.
Coaching the Miami Marlins.
It's
Sounds
diabetes.
like it says same as death.
Well, it was the Florida. Well, they stink out loud. They are fucking horrible.
They
But that's
stink
not
on
his
ice.
fault. Donnie Baseball is the coolest, and I hate the Yankees.
We're talking baseball. Madeline Canseco.
That's the,
The Griffey's grotesquely sullen jaw. Steve Sachs is running with the law.
Is this a Simpsons
Talking
song?
Homer.
Yeah.
Homer and the
straw.
And the straw, yeah. Joe Strawberry was in the wheelchair, all malformed from the super
No, that was
juice.
the other guy. Well, wait, did he take the
Mattingly,
Mr.
save
No,
those
Joe
sideburns.
Strawberry was the one that drank all the.
Gigantism.
Yeah, his head was like
Yes,
massive.
yes.
Mr. Burns was
remember
his softball team.
I remember as a kid, I saw that for the first time, and it scared me. I was like,
I was
it's
terrified.
like gigantism. What's that? That's real?
First of all, what's so sad is that I was always a Mets fan, and Darryl Strawberry was on the Mets before he was in the Yankees, but he had a horrible drug addiction,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like crack and shit and cocaine. Him and Dwight Gooden,
Did he ever beat anyone, or am I thinking of someone else?
Why not?
like
Sure.
physically beat.
Yeah. Were they-
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he got into
Was
fights.
it just draw? No.
Like the '86 Mets and everything were raucous. Those teams.
Okay.
Yeah, they were dicks. They were assholes.
Shave
They
those
were fucking-
sideburns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mattingly. Shave those- Yeah, his hair was like he had like a buzz going straight up.
Mr. Burns, I don't know what you think sideburns are. Oh, I've had enough of your nonsense, Mattingly. You're off the team.
What's funny is that
Didn't one
that's
of them
exactly
get,
like fucking Steinbrenner.
Didn't one of them keep getting stopped by the cops or something?
Oh, I don't
Oh yeah,
remember.
like, where are you from? I'm from New York. Wasn't there a murder in New York? Heard they never solved it. And he's like, what a nice town. I think I'll buy a house here.
Yeah.
And the other guy, yeah, he just falls into like another dimension.
Yes.
Here we go, Smithies. 9 ringers.
Oh yeah, well,
Unless suddenly 9 horrible atrocities happen to befall them.
didn't you,
What are the odds of
something
that?
happened to Wade Boggs? Was it Wade Boggs? That something weird like that happened too?
I don't know.
Oh man, I gotta watch that episode. That
It
was
is hilarious, that
It's
episode.
such an absurd
Yeah.
episode.
So funny.
Oh shit.
That was great. And that's one of Conan's favorites. I think he was one of the writers on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back when the Simpsons, before there was zombie Simpsons. Remember?
No.
Dramatic eye patch wolf Irish guy. He did the
Oh, that. Yeah.
What we call zombie Simpsons.
The zombie.
cue dramatic music.
He is very dramatic.
Oh.
I mean, I like him. I think he's fantastic. He does very good
he's like
videos. That
best.
Akira one is really cool about that kind of golden age of anime.
Super eye patch wolf.
Yeah.
If you're into anime, even
Right.
have a slight interest in it, I think it's just search eye patch wolf. It'll show up.
Super eye patch.
Look
Wolf
for the
or Super Wolf eye patch.
Look for the yeah, maybe that. Look for the handsome Irish.
Oh yeah, there's a new one where he's like got his face there, and he's got a confused expression on, but it's like that sucks that this is what this guy looks like. He should be like a pimple faced fuck. Instead, he's like a nice looking Irish guy.
Yeah, he's a dynamic looking man.
You can't be into anime that much. That's not fair.
Why not?
Because he's too handsome. Oxnard.
We're handsome guys, and we like our share of anime.
Oh, you're
right,
drunk,
boss. Right?
You're drunk.
Yeah.
You're drunk.
Yeah.
We should be thanking our lucky stars that we know women that want to be anywhere near us. To the hat.
Oh shit! To the hat.
You have 3. What? You have 3 dingers on your hand?
3 fingers.
Name them?
No, wait. What? Give me that. You have 3 new fingers on your hand.
3 new fingers.
Name them. Index, thumb.
Oh, I was like
middle.
Bob, Jerry, and Diana.
That's a weird one. I don't even remember writing that. You have 3 new. So 3 new digits.
Sidling.
A sideling.
So
That's
people
a good
are always talking about how the pinky finger will eventually disappear.
I always thought it would.
But you're talking about adding more.
Yeah, like boom, 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 or boom.
Yeah, where are they going? Like, give me the actual location. Like, is there going to be another one between the thumb and index finger?
I got
or are they all going on the end?
Everyone look at your hands. On your right hand, you see your thumb on
like
the right.
palm to my face?
Now, imagine another thumb on the left side of your hands, and imagine another thumb coming straight up from the wrist.
It's all thumbs.
Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3.
Straight up from the wrist?
Yeah, so you had 3 thumbs.
Oh, that's weird and gross.
But think of them, you could do...
But how long is it? Is it as short as
your
my thumb now?
Yeah, it's your thumb. But coming out here and here.
But that's not really long enough
Those
to do
are 2
anything.
other fingers.
No,
And then-
he's got one here, one at the end, and then one coming up from the middle
So
of
3 more thumbs.
And I'd call them thumb,
But a thumb isn't a finger,
a
is it?
thumb, a thim,
And a thung.
a tongue. Tongue. There.
I'm kind of weirded out by the one coming out from the wrist. I don't
Well,
understand.
extra
how it
fingers
works.
they're not going to look natural. It's weird.
I got the prong, the pincher, and the sidling.
That's pretty good.
I stick with what did I say?
Bob, Dylan, and Danny.
No, Bob, something, and Diana. I'm sticking with those. They're having human
I'm
names.
gonna stick my prong up your nose.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna thim bang. This is gross.
All right. So
Disgusting question.
Emily
that
is
was.
talking to her father.
Back to Westworld.
If you remember,
Daddy, to save us.
yeah, William, he's like forward. Like he starts going into this whole thing. He thinks she's forward, and he's like, "What are you fucking nuts?" And then she has this great line, which is, "When are you going to stop pretending?" or something. It's like, "I'm not pretending. I'm not a host pretending to be human. I'm your daughter pretending I care about you."
Oh, pretending I
Yeah.
give a shit.
Pretending
or
I give a
something.
shit.
Yeah.
Which was pretty.
Yeah,
By
that
the
was
way, excellent episode for Father's Day.
Oh man.
cool. Oh, it was a Father's Day episode.
And if that
that's
was
right.
planned, that's beautiful. If
Oh
it
my
wasn't
God.
planned, then serendipity certainly exists.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But right here, the guy checks William with this little scanner thing. He's cleared.
Yeah, but he might be a robot.
You know, we still don't know that she's not a robot.
Yeah.
Or that they aren't robots.
Bernard was cleared too, wasn't he? Didn't they check him? He was
Like,
cleared
here's the thing.
because he was like new generation or old generation.
That's right. He's different. So,
Here's
wait,
the
actually,
thing.
yeah.
Who are these guys? They're just at the ready to save people in
Yeah, they're
Westworld?
QA. They're set up there.
It
They
sort of seemed like they abandoned them. They're regrouping in their central hub.
Yeah, but I think they called it a flare, quote unquote.
Yeah, she shot a flare.
Even
so
so,
to
I don't
speak.
think that really applies anymore. That's like when the park is actually running normally. But right now, it's like
But he's the boss.
All hell's broken loose. They didn't know that. They found out he
Yeah,
was
they
the
found
boss when
out.
they showed up.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
but I still think if someone's sending out a distress signal, they're going to respond sooner or later. It took them. Usually, if the park was active and everything's running
You're
smoothly.
saying that bitch in charge would actually let somebody go help? She doesn't give a damn.
That's not even that. That's not even a harsh last
She
week.
doesn't give a
Last week he
damn.
called her a cunt.
She
It's not
doesn't
even-
care.
Bitch, ooh.
You think
A
she
feckless
cares?
cunt.
You think she's gonna let soldiers
Yeah, but
go?
she's not in charge of them necessarily. She's in charge of Del.
She's in charge of everybody, no?
She's in charge of getting the information back to
He's
Delos.
Ed Harris is in charge of everybody.
Yeah, but no. She right now at this situation, she's in charge.
Yeah, but she might not even know that that's happening.
But the point is, if they detect a distress signal, they know they're going to check it out, and they're going to see
Yeah,
who's
but
there.
they gotta be like, hey, can we go check this out? And they gotta make sure.
Maybe the
I don't-
Swedish guy
I
was
don't,
like, yeah, sure,
I'm
whatever.
not totally convinced that this is a real help you team.
Well, I'm
Do you-
just realizing
Do you think
that
this is another part of the timeline? Maybe this is happening.
No, I think this is possibly just robots, like he said, and they're forged robots.
Maybe this is still part
I'm
of
not
Forge's
leaving
game.
that. I don't. It's. I mean, I'm not convinced that they would have let people try to help somebody in the park.
No,
There's
but-
plenty of people who need help in the park. They're not sending help.
Because they don't have this flare system. That's a beacon to
No,
say...
but boss, you might be right because
I'm sure other people know that there's flare systems. I'm sure they all know.
Yeah, but
where there's-
they got to know where the locations are for the
But I'm
evac
sure all the
points.
visitors know, and there's other visitors
Yeah,
who are
but they
fully
might-
capable of
even when you
finding
go to the
them.
movies, they make you take notice of the exits.
Yeah, but there's also not a bunch of robots trying to shoot you as you're trying to get there.
not yet.
That's true.
Those new projectors.
Because a lot of people were let loose.
Why do we
'Cause
mount a
remember-
gun on this projector?
Remember
Give it sentience.
the Lakota guy who the episode was about? There was a couple episodes ago when they were on the shores of this river, and there were people lined up like they were going to kill him, but they just let them go. Like those people, did they go to a response thing and get saved? I don't know.
If they know where one is, they would head there.
No, but boss, I like what you're saying because even with his daughter, when he shoots her during that scene that you're talking about, we saw that Ed Harris was given the clear sign from that back of the neck scan, and you presume that they're doing the same thing to I can't remember exactly that they're doing the same thing to his daughter.
Yeah.
And then when she's like, "I'll prove it. I'll show you I'm your daughter," because he doesn't believe it anymore before he picks up that machine gun and mows them all down.
You think she's about to pull the gun?
Yeah, he thinks he's about to pull something. So, and then what he finds in her hand is the profile card. He says,
Right.
"Mom gave it to me," but
I don't think that proves anything.
that doesn't prove anything.
Ford gave him that.
right.
Ford has an endless amount of those cards.
He might have made another one because I kept expecting her to have the clear thing by her. So, like the dead guy would have scanned her, and it would have said this clear, the same as it did for Ed Harris.
But see,
But even
why
that
do
might
you?
have not
But hold
meant
on, why
anything.
I don't believe the little meter is even going to tell you the right thing.
No,
It's
but
just
like
from the
because it said
robots.
for Bernard.
Who knows?
Like you said, that might not even matter.
Yeah.
So she could still have been a robot. Ed Harris could have been
Yeah.
right, and this could all still be part of the game.
Could be.
Yeah,
Oh,
because that's right.
Ford,
That's
you
a huge
maniac!
point, 'cause Ford's the one with the cards. I mean,
Going back to the card, or staying on the card,
yeah.
is that the equivalent of your wife or significant other going on your computer and looking up your internet search history?
I think it's way worse.
it is way worse.
But
It's
that's
like
the
she works up
equivalent
your
then,
virtual
right?
reality
It's
history.
infinitely worse because it's one thing to look at porn. It's another thing to go and rape and murder people.
Oh, I'm not talking about porn.
Oh my God!
You don't want to know what I'm
finally
looking up
happened.
on the dark net.
Yes. The other interesting thing related to the card, because you could see all the videos of Williams, meaning that all of his information, his behaviors were cataloged, even though he's like he's the boss. The one security guard says, is it because she asks, "Well, how did you even do this? How'd you scan everybody's fucking thoughts and all that shit?" And he tells that it's in the hats.
Right. Yeah.
Which really makes me want to go back from season 1 and make sure that every single person in the park is wearing their hat.
Yeah.
They give one. It's like,
bet
it's
they
part
are.
of your getup.
It's yeah. I mean,
the-
know you'd wear the hat in Westworld.
The
How
one,
could you not?
The one, sexy perfection bot in the beginning.
Elon Musk's on and off.
Yeah.
Wife, daughter,
Is that
girl.
even true? Why do we keep talking about that?
Yeah, she is.
We're like the tabloids.
No, she was when we were watching season 1. Then they broke up, but then they got back together during season 2, I guess. That's
fantastic.
Why wouldn't you?
I would love to
Yeah.
rewatch that scene and see the importance of
But they basically
Wear
make
this.
you get in a costume, so you have to wear the hat. But it's all part of a point of being there. Why wouldn't you wear the hat?
Exactly.
It'd be insane if you didn't wear it. You know what I mean?
probably why there's no windy
You'd get
days in any
sunburned.
of these parks. You ever see any
There'd
winds?
be glare.
Oh, I think there was also... Well, no, that's true, I guess. Speaking of that, too, I think after he realizes or he thinks he killed his daughter, and he's having, like, a moment in, like, a field...
And you can see her holding the thing there. Yep.
and he's pointing the gun, like, towards his head, but then he starts to cut himself up. You see a fly, you see and hear a fly buzz near him. Yeah. So that means he's real, I think.
Think so?
He's organic.
Because he stinks.
No, but that's the thing. Like, the flies are only around,
He
like...
soiled himself.
They puke on him, and then they try and eat it.
Someone please re-edit the part where the drunk wife looks at the clips of William in the past and just include shots of William, like, just taking shits in Westworld.
Oh man.
And that's why she took her own life. He was
He's
so
the
constipated.
pooper. He's the Westworld pooper.
It might be man in back alley pooping.
See, what here's the thing. I have the theory that he actually is a robot. But after watching this, I'm leaning towards maybe he isn't a robot.
I think he's not because that's
Because
Fly.
I wouldn't... Well, because of the ending, I feel like they wouldn't end it like that if he was a robot. I feel like that's a dumb way to end it.
My theory was...
I think this is all still part of the game. Him killing his... Thinking he killed his daughter, finding the card. That's bullshit. This is all still part of Ford's game. I bet you.
That they aren't.
And I think... I put it on Discord. My theory is that everything's Ford's game. He's not a robot, but at the end, when he wins the game, Ford's going to offer him the idea of immortality.
As Ford is doing in the cradle,
as an AI, but he'll also say, I'll reset your memory so I can erase all the bad things in your life so you can live on happy.
I see. I was thinking, because Ford basically tells Bernard that you can't be an immortal like they were doing with Delos. It just doesn't work. The only way to do it is to be like a program, like how he was, like
and who
living
else
in
would
that
be
code world. So
who else would be better suited in that world besides Ford than the Man in Black?
It's like in that Ghost in the Shell episode we were talking about last time.
Mm-hmm. I have one note here. Bernard took all the ammo. Remember when he drives off after Elsie goes and gets all the ammo? She throws it in the back of the car, and then she's acting weird.
That's hilarious.
And he throws her the flare, and then Bernard drives off, and he just left her.
and he threw his gun away. That's funny.
He threw his gun away.
Hilarious.
Think of that.
And the other one is like Teddy's final death. How many times has Teddy died so far in this series?
Oh yeah.
Someone put a number out there.
20,000.
Whoa.
Top that. Yeah, I think that was a really cool scene. That was pretty.
Oh, now I also like the tidbit that the Men in Black and his wife, they're both like bookworms. Like the guy in the beginning, he says,
"Only poor kids had to read that shit."
Yeah, they were like quoting all these books and stuff. And I like that. He puts it in that book, and it's Slaughterhouse 5. And
do you have a toothpick?
Yeah.
I'm going nuts here. This fucking jerky is stuck in my teeth.
I got it though. It was in my mouth.
I'm gonna have to floss like
the
crazy
only
now
bad
later.
thing about jerky.
The only bad thing. That's true.
There's a fresh one, so no one's touched it. These are like gum massaging. You put in between your teeth.
Ooh.
They're pretty good. My dentist recommended them.
I gotta get it. My dentist recommended a water pick.
If you want, you can take those. I have a ton of them. Take the handy dandy carrying case too.
Oh, perfect. Oh, thank God.
That's how I feel too.
No, you gotta floss and you gotta get especially meat out of your teeth because that relates directly into your heart health. Because if a piece of meat is rotting in your mouth for like 3 weeks and then you swallow it, all the bacteria that built up, boom, right there in your heart area, and it can cause heart disease. You ever heard about that?
No.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons you should always floss. It's scary.
I never floss.
So
Look at my teeth are so crowded. I fucking bent this thing already. My bottom teeth.
And I got
a
a schedule to get out my 3 wisdom teeth. You know, I never developed a wisdom tooth on my bottom right jaw.
Oh, you're lucky.
It's like a genetic thing.
You're lucky.
Some people just don't grow it there.
Mine was a nightmare to get mine out. I was awake the whole time. It was just like localized, and it took like 3 hours.
Was it fused? Boss, yours was fused, right, to your jaw?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that happened to my brother. He just got his out recently. Tell us your wisdom teeth tales. Choke a duck.
Choking a duck.
Choking a duck! Fuck!
I think it like changed my face a little bit.
Choking a duck.
Having the oral surgery. Then I had so much oral surgery. I had that done. Then I had
you used to have such a fat face.
No, I used to have a skinnier face. I blame the oral surgery, not my horrible weight gain.
Tim, yeah, you shaved your beard and just revealed how fat
you know how often I think, every time I shave when I grow a beard and then I shave it, I think about that episode. Because that's what I think when I look, I'm like, oh my God.
You're a
I'm
house.
fat.
You're a house.
Yeah.
That show was so fucking funny. I wish there was more.
Why?
And it's not on demand on HBO.
It was.
It's
so
not on
good.
HBO Go. It's not even on
such a
HBO
good
Go.
Life and
show.
Times of Tim. It started weak.
Wait, is that what channel is it?
It was on HBO.
It was on HBO.
Okay, I
but
gotta
it's
watch
not
that with my
It wasn't
wife.
even on HBO Go for a long time.
The first episode, because I really liked the premise. It reminded me of home movies where it's just you get a bunch of funny people together, they improv, and then they draw really shitty cartoons to it.
Nick Kroll was in it.
Yeah, and then there's some episodes that are just so fucking good. And so the guy who played the boss was so funny.
Oh my God. He was the best. He was the best character in that show. Tim.
Pretty classy thinking, Tim.
Just stand there and look vaguely Latino.
Vaguely Latino.
You gotta watch the show.
Hola,
folks.
hola, hola, hola. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Oh man, that show was so good.
Oh, that was so funny. Oh man.
Yeah, Nick Kroll is really funny.
Oh, see, this is what happens. Now my gums are bleeding. I can taste the blood.
You don't floss enough.
I don't.
No, it's fine. Your gums can bleed a little bit. It's good to bleed.
No, but I don't floss
That's how you get
enough.
rid of the humors.
That's why my
I've been reading up a lot on medieval dentistry.
Want to let each other's blood?
yeah.
Got to get rid of those humors.
Those
Odors
humors,
can cause
yeah.
disease. Did you know this, Dexter?
Really?
Yeah, that's what medieval doctors believed. Something
Odors
smelled
can cause
bad.
disease.
Yeah, a bad smell can make you sick,
Well, a bad smell can be indicative of sickness.
and you have to bleed yourself.
Also, regularly.
Yes.
Also, actually, I heard, now I don't know how true this is an old wives' tale, maybe I'm telling tales out of school, but that if someone has, like, very sweet-smelling breath, that could be an indication of diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I remember.
never heard that
Patrice
before.
O'Neill talked about it once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad, because he died of diabetes, didn't he?
Well, he died from complications.
Complications from
From it,
diabetes.
yeah, he
My
talked about
mother
that
says
stuff all the time.
diabetes, and it drives me up the fucking
She
wall.
legitimately says diabetes.
She says diabetes, for real.
Wow.
And I don't know why.
My girlfriend's
She's
mom.
born
tell her to
and
stop?
grew up in New Jersey.
My girlfriend's mom legitimately.
Diabetes. She sounds like she's in a fucking commercial with Wilford Brimley.
She legitimately says robots.
Your mother does?
No, my girlfriend's mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Robot. It kind of annoys me. It's like robots.
But that's how Asimov said it. That's what we do it as like a joke, but that's how he actually says it.
And I can't even think. Why
Robots.
what would she even say?
It's like a New York... Is she from New York City?
No.
Because, no, but I feel like...
She grew up
because-
here.
In New Jersey.
Yeah, she went to our high school.
Oh, shit. Oh,
She
all
had
right.
our pool teacher. She
What?
had him.
Sugar Bear?
Yeah. And she
Wow.
said the same thing. Yeah, he's a pervert. He's a fucking freak.
Swimmers!
Swimmers.
Wear your thongs!
Let me have a camera. Anyone else out there had really creepy, perverse swimming teachers? I'm assuming swimming class doesn't exist anymore. 'Cause
Well,
God
it
forbid-
doesn't. It doesn't at our old high school, but I don't think that's a common thing in high schools in general. I mean, we were the only
Should be.
school
Why
with
the
a pool
fuck?
in the area.
I'm not sending my kids
Yeah.
to a place where they're going to have to take his pants off.
That was the worst part. Nobody wanted to do it. Let's have high schoolers get naked in front of each other.
You know what I'm thinking as a high school boy? About 20 feet away, the girls are doing the same thing.
Boner.
I got a boner in the middle of a boy's locker room.
Meanwhile,
I think it's because of the boy.
your
Yo,
locker
coach,
mate
coach,
is
you don't
looking
understand.
down at you and smirking. It's like a prison environment. We had to do it in 4th and 5th grade. We would get bussed to the high school from grade school
fucking
and have to
man.
fucking change. It's madness. They got rid of it all.
Good.
They came to their senses.
Yeah.
I remember one time I
don't
hated
remem-
it. I absolutely hated it, and
I
I was
vaguely-
like, I don't feel good. I can't do it. And then I got caught, like I guess feeling okay, and the teacher yelled at me.
Fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's what I've said. Felt in my brain, but I was like, so what? He was like, you're not sick. You lied to me. And I was like, yeah, I lie all the time. Fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. I was terrified.
You want the truth? I lie all the time.
I lie all the time. That's like,
Or do I?
that was like a Witcher. Someone quoted The Witcher recently. He's like, Geralt promised himself he would never be surprised again. Hello, Witcher, it's me. And he's like, oh, Ted. The Witcher said surprised. It's like a line later. He'll put in, like, I don't know if it's a translation from Polish, but there's a lot of funny, like, little word plays like that in
Yeah.
The Witcher. It's good.
That's awesome.
All right, so want to talk about how Dolores is feeling now? I know Boss hates her,
Yeah, forget her.
but what's her next move?
I don't know. Well, I think she's going to continue on the path, but she's going to be she's going to fuck it up because she's going to be emotionally distraught.
I think everything's gonna come to a head. It's Bernard, Dolores, Man in Black, Maeve. The four of them,
Quadroing.
a quadrorgy, as I'm quoting, and
It's going to be nuts. If you think about it, too,
And
Dolores, I mean, not only is she experiencing emotions as an android,
oh,
that's
when you,
confusing.
Did you feel a twinge of romance when Teddy had his first encounter, reliving it, seeing Dolores for the first time, and his first thought was like, my first thought was to take care of you and keep you warm.
I would have felt the same way if I saw a beautiful naked woman standing in front of me.
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
I
Didn't think
no,
of
no,
it that way.
I thought the whole thing was heartwarming and then very sad and tragic because she became something complete, like looking at it from his perspective.
She was his
She
boner
became a
stone.
monster and then changed him against his will. And he basically said, "This is your fault, and I'm killing myself, and it's because of you. I can't protect you anymore. You've gone beyond." Not only it's like not just that, oh, you can't protect, like you don't need protection. It's that you're a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what she did was wrong. And he hasn't really agreed with anything that she's done. Mm-hmm. Even after she increased his aggression
took him
levels.
to the
slaughterhouse. I don't know what the
boar place,
the rot hut.
Come to Rot Hut. What's there? Don't ask.
Not pizza.
Good God, it's not pizza.
Oh my God,
it's the furthest thing from pizza I've ever encountered in my life.
God, I wish it was pizza.
What do you think of the music after Teddy killed himself? A little over the top?
No, I liked it.
A little bit?
I actually was waiting for her to be, like, screaming.
Oh, man.
But in fact, it was a better choice that she wasn't because she is an android. I'm surprised she's having this level of emotion.
Now, how crazy would it have been if, like, she starts going crazy, and then her eyes turn red.
Yeah.
Smoke comes out, and then she starts slowly growing horns, and then it cuts to black.
Ooh,
that would you have done.
That would have been
dumb.
good.
Series over.
That would have been awesome.
You know what it's about? There was a movie where Sylvester Stallone plays a mobster who's trying to go legitimate, and I think it is a period piece. I think it's like in the 50s or maybe even earlier, and he's trying to become like a legitimate person, and I think his name is, believe it or not, Mr. Provolone. As an Italian mobster.
Wow.
Mr. Provolone, and he snaps his fingers, and it's like one of these horrible, like, Sylvester Stallone thought he was being, like, had, like, real comedy chops, you know what I mean? Oxnard's looking at his phone.
Well, I'm searching IMDb for...
Boss is
I looked up
contemplating eating jerky.
If you go on IMDb and search Provolone, all I get is Frankie Provolone, known for the movie Cheesesteak City. That wasn't the movie, right?
What? That sounds like that's the most delicious movie.
One thing I would like to do later is IMDb. If you go on their app, you can hold on. They have a list of the current most popular movies and the top-rated movies of all time, and the top lowest-rated movies of all time.
What's the top-rated movie of all time?
It's different on different sites. Rotten Tomatoes is different.
Oh, okay. No, because I was reading a thing. I've never seen the movie.
Hey, you know who was born today?
Oh, let me have it.
Richard Madden.
Who's that?
From Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes, I saw that actually when I was on IMDb earlier. That's right. Then that's funny. I did not know that actor's name at all.
You know
Every
who
time I
else was
see him
born
in
today?
something like he was in that Cinderella movie.
Jesus, how many actors were born today?
Oh, a lot. June babies. You know who's a June baby? Dexter.
When's her day again? Did I miss it?
No, no, you did not. The 26th.
Okay.
My beautiful daughter. She's the 25th. I'm the 26th. Best birthday present I ever had. No, my dad's the 28th. Dexter Sr.
Yeah, so your family just has a history of fucking what's 9 months ago from June.
October?
No, but I have a brother who's born in October, and then my other brother's born in January.
So they just fuck all
They
the
just
time.
fuck all year round, my parents. Then they
the
got
fuck?
divorced.
Got 5 kids.
All right, I'm done
Catholic.
fucking you. We're divorced.
You ever see Jim Gaffigan? It's like, we have 5 kids, Catholic. You have to put the Catholic there, because if you don't say that, people are going to say, wow, his wife must really like sex.
Oh, yeah. He also does a funny thing about having, because they did a home birth. And he talks about how people react to that.
You know, modern medicine, air conditioning.
I want to try and find what the name of this fucking stupid movie was.
Well, boss, I would like to do a game with you.
Yes.
Ooh, Games with Boss.
Games of Boss.
Games with Boss. Oh, Games with Boss. Baby, Games with Boss. We're playing those games with Boss. Yeah.
I'm going to go through the top-ranked movies on IMDb, boss, and you just let me know if you've seen them.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. No.
Hold on, I'm not clear how this
I bet
works.
it's a shocking number.
What the fuck, IMDb? I was just looking at this yesterday. Okay. Alright, so these are, according to IMDb, the top-rated movies. You know, I'm pretty sure you get most of them.
I'm not looking at the list, by the way. I was looking at Sylvester Stallone.
Now, every website's different. Rotten Tomatoes is totally different. They're like top
No,
number
I
one.
mean, you have like AFI's list, and then there's even another list that's pulled of like actual film directors and what their top is, and like a European
them.
list.
Yeah.
Anyway, the number one I think is like, have you ever seen Tokyo Story? I really want to watch this movie. It's like a 1950s Japanese movie about these older parents that visit their children. apparently this is
No,
like
I
the
haven't,
number
no.
one rated movie in the world, like among movie
Really?
people. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you-
from a Japanese director. I never heard. I gotta watch it though.
No, in the 40s and 50s, the Japanese and even China were making some really interesting movies that we wouldn't even know about until like 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
There was when I first got Netflix, I was watching this really good series. It was called the Story of Cinema or something like that. It was like a 10-part documentary thing, and he went through all these different eras of cinema, and that was a big part of it, like Asian cinema and how the West had no idea what was going on, and then, like you see like how they were doing things and like the impact of it.
Kurosawa is like the most influential director of all time, probably.
And I really don't agree with a lot that's on this list. But the first one, Shawshank,
What, number one?
that's what it's top rated.
First of all, I have a movie. I wrote a list of 110 movies. I left it at work. By
you
the
already
way,
finished your list?
110?
I did not finish, and I tried to make a top 10, and then I said first let me just write a list of all movies that I like. Okay, and then I can like draw from that to make. And so I had to stop because I had fucking bullshit work to do. So I got stuck at 110. I'm gonna make. I think I'm
That's
gonna
a
make
lot.
a list of like 200 movies,
Wow.
and then I'm gonna pull my top 10 from that.
Have I even
Anyway,
seen
sorry to
200
distract you.
movies?
That's funny. You have time of your job to do that.
Well, there's ebbs and flows.
I do too.
No, that's good.
Yeah. It depends on what time of year it is.
I'm
Right
jealous.
now, my one boss is on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not vacation, but he's traveling abroad. So there's ebbs and flows. Anyway, I also prioritize that over the work I should have been doing. So, go ahead.
Sure. Just make sure you never signed the contract that says anything creative you thought about while working is the legal property of them, right?
No, I don't do anything
What?
unrelated to work at work.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
Wink.
Oh, you did the side mouth fart sound. That's the wettest one you can make.
Shawshank Redemption.
No.
As number one?
Well,
no way.
He
Playing
hasn't
That's
the
on
game.
my list. I will
Playing the
say that
game.
is on my list.
Boss hasn't seen
All
it.
right, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. This is Boss's game.
He
I'm
hasn't
sorry.
seen Shawshank Redemption.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
I don't even know how many times I've seen that movie. Countless.
like
Find
it's
something else to do.
What?
It's on all the time. Just
It's
have
just
it on,
on
the
at
background.
all times.
When it's on, just put it on at random parts. You'll piece it together.
This
over
is
time.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. We have to have a new podcast where we watch the movies that Boss hasn't seen and we talk
I
about them.
think I
and get
like
your reaction.
movies as much as you guys. That's the thing.
I feel like
Because you haven't
though,
seen the good greatest ones. It's like saying, "Oh man, I don't really like that food. Have you ever tried it?" No.
I will say though that Shawshank should not be number one, but whatever.
No, I don't. That's what I was saying. I don't
Yeah.
agree with this
Yeah.
list. I agree with.
I agree with you. First of all, it's a great movie. It's on my list of top 100.
I agree with the movies that are on the list, just not the order at all.
Yeah.
Okay, second one, Godfather.
Yeah.
Godfather 2.
Yeah.
This one is Dark Knight. The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
What? The Dark Knight is number
It's
4
number
all
4.
time?
That's what it says.
I was watching that yesterday. It's okay. It is not that
Yeah,
great
it's
of a
a
movie.
good- it's a good movie.
It's a solid movie. It has flaws. It is not on the list of 4 of greatest movies of all time.
But keep in mind, this is IMDb. This is like the internet.
Internet
age
voted,
and stuff.
yeah.
But number 5, 12 Angry Men.
Oh, you've seen that?
Yeah.
Really?
That you've seen?
Yeah.
I am blown away that
Wow,
you've seen
that's
that.
great.
That's in my
Twice.
That's a contender for my
Twice
top.
you've seen it.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
that was a contender for my top 10.
It is a good movie.
Schindler's
Oh, I
List.
love that movie.
Schindler's List. We've all seen.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen? No. Are you kidding me?
You haven't seen
Never
Schindler's
seen
Okay,
it.
well, first of all,
Everyone's seen Schindler's
you
List.
have
No,
to,
I have not.
you have to watch Schindler's List.
Oh,
Yes,
sounds
that's not even
gory.
like that's
Are
like
you a Holocaust denier?
that's not even like movie.
First
movie.
of all-
that's a homework type of. That's like everyone should just watch Schindler's
that's
List.
just
Never seen
that's
it.
just like as a human being,
Just
or
watch it,
like
please.
just watch. Please watch Schindler's List and never forget. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I can't believe that fucking Dark Knight is higher on the list than Schindler's List. This is bonkers.
But that's the thing about the lists. It's so stupid.
That's the thing about the internet.
What I like about
Not my list.
what I like about
I'm gonna
My
make a
list is
Yeah.
good.
the thing I like about Rotten Tomatoes is they you can select what genre of movies and it'll give you a list.
Oh yeah, sure.
After Schindler's List, I don't know how to feel about this. Return of the King.
So Schindler's List is sandwiched between Return of the King and Dark Knight.
This close.
I'm weeping. Right. I'm very upset.
All right. After that, Pulp Fiction.
And I love these movies.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pulp Fiction. You've seen? Okay. The
Uh-huh.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen The Good, the Bad, and the
Yeah.
All 3 hours on Netflix?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Not Netflix. No.
Well, he's seen it. He's,
Like
look,
TBS.
we're on the honor system. He has no reason to lie.
TBS.
So TBS with commercials,
Yeah.
at that point, it'll be about 4.5 hours.
I'm sure I didn't watch it very closely, but I've watched it.
He's seen it. Look, he has no reason to lie. I believe that he's when he says he's seen it.
Fight Club?
Parts of it.
Wow. He watched all of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on TBS, but he has not seen Fight Club.
Oh, boy. Fellowship of the Ring, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I love Forrest Gump.
Empire Strikes Back.
Mhm.
Inception.
Yeah,
Two Towers.
yeah.
We talked about this one time. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. No.
Yo, yeah, I've seen it.
You've
Yeah,
seen
with
that?
the Indian guy. Native American guy. Yeah.
Nurse Ratched, this Indian guy.
And Martini? What about Martini, man?
Martini's awesome.
Danny DeVito.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Seven Samurai.
No.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, you got him.
If I'm being, I'm being completely honest. I have not seen a Kurosawa film.
You haven't seen any?
No.
Oh, you man.
Obviously, I know who he is, and I know the influences he
I
had, but I've never actually seen a Kurosawa
I
film.
misspoke last time I was talking about Kurosawa. We were talking about Star Wars, but I said one like completely took the idea of A New Hope. New Hope took the idea from where it's filmed. I forget the name of the film, but the idea of R2D2 and C3PO, like two bungling people who don't really matter. That one movie is like all about this. These two guys completely inept who kind of get drawn into this big situation they have no control over. It's like something, the Fortress, Hidden Fortress, something like that. But it's a good movie. It's just you like there's this massive story going on around these two guys, but you only stick with the two guys.
Oh, that's cool.
It's genius and it's really good. And then Infinity War, like that's the internet.
Crying out
It's
loud.
Wait,
the
what's Infinity War?
That's
Avengers.
the most
no,
that
I
doesn't
didn't- I
count.
didn't
That's the
see
most
that.
recent. It's still in theaters.
It's
That's the
the-
most recent. You
internet.
gotta be fucking kidding.
City of God. I don't think you've seen it, but you should.
Who's in that?
I've never seen that either. That's a foreign
Really?
film. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think I've seen that.
See City of God.
That's with the. It's a Spanish film, right? Well, or what country is it from? Mexico?
It's in Rio de Janeiro,
Rio.
Brazil. But
Yeah. No, I've actually never watched that either.
it's just good. A New Hope, obviously. Seven.
What's 7?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Brad Pitt,
Nah,
Morgan
nah.
Freeman,
What's in
Gwyneth
the box?
Paltrow, Kevin
Nope.
Spacey. No.
Silence of the Lambs.
Bits and pieces. I didn't really see these. There's some of these where I don't even want to see it because I know it's gross.
Silence of the
gross.
Lambs is not
It's
gross.
probably gross.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, Silence of the Lambs. First of all, I've seen that movie dozens of times. You
So
know
you're
how
screwed up.
what a loser I am with that stuff. How easily I'm grossed out. It is not gross.
Watch out for my favorite line.
Hello,
He said,
Clarice.
he said, I can smell your cunt.
Oh, that's one of the. No, that's one of the other inmates says that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter doesn't say that, does he?
No, I didn't say he did, but that's one of my favorite lines.
Oh yeah. No, that's one of the when Clarice is walking down the hallway, I'll call it, towards Hannibal's cell. There's one. Also, not only does one guy say that, but then also throws cum in her face.
Yeah.
and it's like in her hair and everything. It is.
That
is gross.
That's as gross as it gets.
That's as gross as it gets, though.
But they're crazy people.
What I was thinking too. You
How
know
do
what's
you
funny?
throw cum?
Well, he jerked off in his hand and flung it at her.
Like a
Yes.
baboon.
He's insane.
If you read up some of the trivia on that movie, like when Anthony Hopkins came in and started reading the lines, like people were so like scared of him. And then one time, like he was just in the cell relaxing, and it was Lister Wayne. So like a cleaning guy came in, or some lighting guy came in. He didn't know he was there, and so I don't know. But Anthony Hopkins, he said like some signature line, and the guy was so freaked out he
Yeah.
like ran out because he had no idea.
You know
he was
what's
there.
amazing? I was actually thinking of that movie and Anthony Hopkins as the character of Hannibal Lecter during the scene where he's talking to Maeve and when he kisses her on the forehead.
Yeah.
And how it is kind of creepy almost because he's like looking like up as he's kissing her, and then he looks down towards her. But I was just all of a sudden it just triggered memories of Silence of the Lambs in my brain, and I was thinking that anyone else doing that role, it would come across as the most over the top fucking bullshit acting, and somehow he managed to make it
Yeah.
the scariest shit going, and it
Because-
was awesome.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but in Hollywood and in TV shows, a lot of actors, they do not memorize their lines. They get the script, they read it, but they don't memorize it. They show up on set and they say they read the script, they know what they have
Yeah.
to say at the moment. Anthony Hopkins, there's a story with Spielberg when they were doing Amistad, and he did the whole speech in the courtroom.
Yeah.
And he did it in one take.
Wow.
Anthony Hopkins, he said every word perfectly, and everyone was shocked because actors don't memorize their lines. But Anthony Hopkins does, and he reads it like 100 times, and he gets it down, and he knows the character. And so after
That's
that,
like Laurence Olivier.
yeah, and so after that, Spielberg started
I
calling
mean,
him
how
Sir.
hard is it really to fucking
Sir
memorize your
Hopkins
lines?
or
Lazy
something?
fucking
Yeah,
actors.
Sir Anthony
Holy
Hopkins,
shit.
yeah.
But,
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony but Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins doesn't like to be called Sir.
No, not like Ben Kingsley.
Sir, he
Ben-
likes
Ben.
Sir.
No, but that's the thing. I remember because I
Sire.
was watching Spartacus. My father and I were talking about Spartacus and laughing about Laurence Olivier and like his classic like overacting that he's done in many many roles. And but that was one of the things like about talking about acting. And he's like, well, I learn all the lines and I don't bump into the furniture and all this kind of stuff. But it's like it's true. And I've heard Robert De Niro talk about how. I've heard Robert De Niro talk about how, like his process of learning the lines, and you have that down, and then you're able to build on that, and you can improvise off of that. But the first step was knowing, like second nature, knowing the scenes, knowing the lines.
No,
and
but
everything
look it up.
that.
Like
But
a lot of
that's true.
actors, they read the script. I love the scripts, but when they go on set, they don't know it by memory. They have to get the script again, read it, and then
Lazy.
I guess it's lazy. But I think that's just kind of like the trends. And then there's
Well, you
the
don't
old
do
Hollywood.
many lines at once,
I think
right,
it just
usually?
depends. I think it depends
What's
on
that?
the. I think
They
it
don't
depends
do
on the
many
person.
lines at once, usually.
No, you
right?
do different takes. So I guess that's how it evolved to. But some actors are really into the craft
Ian
of
Holm,
acting. You know?
Ian Holm would also give, like in the filming of the Fellowship of the Ring, in those scenes that they talk about how he would. Ian McKellen, I think, in one of the commentaries or something, he talks about how he would do it differently every single time. It was different.
Yeah,
Every
something-
single take was different, and he was like, it was more of like a stage performance that he was giving and everything like that. But that's interesting.
All right, so I'll go at least up to the top 50, and then maybe every week we can keep going from this list. But 25, It's a Wonderful Life.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen bits of that. I've never seen it sat down from beginning to end.
It just must be like pulls on your heartstrings at the end when he's like,
Oh, the moan!
I want to live
Oh,
again.
Mary!
Oh,
the bank.
the money's not here. It's at Bill's house and Mary's house and your house.
I'll throw a rope around the moon and bring it to you, Mary.
Life is Beautiful.
No, I don't think so.
Depressing.
Well, that's a Holocaust film too, but it's
Yes.
like Italy. It's a what's his name? What's that guy's name? I'm blanking.
Skull. No, Roberto
Benigni.
Benigni.
Roberto Benigni.
No, I was still thinking of the pianist actor. Never mind.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah,
Oh.
where he's doing Skull Islands.
Oh. Oh yeah, Adrian Brody was in fucking the ill-fated King Kong, Peter Jackson's.
I was
King
just
Kong.
watching this last night with my dad for Father's Day. Usual Suspects.
No.
What? Really? It's
So
not even that great, but I'm surprised.
It's not.
You've
The
never
whole
seen
movie
it.
is just all about the last 5-10 minutes.
Also, now Kevin Spacey is creepy.
It's true. It really took away the.
Although I watched Baby Driver recently, it didn't bother me. Kevin Spacey was in it. It didn't bother me. That movie's fantastic.
Spirited Away. I can understand.
Oh,
No.
that's on my list for sure. That's
That's anime.
You definitely that I understand.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
Leon, The Professional.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you've seen The Professional, right?
With Natalie Portman as a
Yeah.
little.
And Gary Oldman.
Based off one of my favorite Stephen King books, The Green Mile.
No.
Really?
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the organ, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the greatest soundtracks, though.
Yeah, did you see that thing?
It's not high on my. It wouldn't be high on my list, but the soundtrack is.
The reason I like it is because
fantastic.
everyone has such a core idea of what space travel is going to be,
Yeah.
and that movie just introduces the concept of how gravity and planets can change time the closer you are to things.
Yeah.
And it's something no one ever talks about, and it's in reality, you have to start thinking in this fourth, fifth dimensional kind of way if you're going to be traveling through space.
That's right, Murph.
Next to next to black holes and all this.
Time, Murph. Come on, Murph.
The
Don't
Event
make me leave
Horizon.
like this, Murph. Hey, Murph. How you doing, Murph? Murph. I think that's a great movie. I love the movie. But the soundtrack elevates it to a whole other level.
American History X?
No.
Oh, that is good. Ed Norton's fantastic in that.
He's
movie.
great. I don't know. It's kind of negative.
Well, it's a dark movie. It's not a happy film by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot to be sad about in that movie.
Yeah. Psycho?
I don't think so, no.
What? Not even on like the WB, like the Channel 11 afternoon movie.
Dun, dun, dun,
Psycho?
dun,
Come on. Do you remember when we were kids? Channel 11 would have the
the
afternoon
psycho?
movies. Anthony Perkins.
No.
Not Anthony Perkins.
Not Anthony Perkins.
Norman Bates.
Anthony Perkins is the actor.
Yes.
Now, this I like, though.
I took his question too literally.
Forged in Fire. That's a good show.
All right, hold on. We'll get right back to that. Once Upon a Time in the West.
No.
Only seen it once.
That's okay that he.
See, now we're getting into, if you're a film nerd, I understand if you haven't seen these. Chaplin City Lights.
Nope.
These are silent films.
Oh, yeah,
Excellent
yeah.
film. Casablanca?
No.
Oh my! What? Casablanca?
I understand he has.
No, Casablanca's inexcusable.
I excuse it. It's old and a lot of
Citizen
people see-
Kane, I excuse.
Really?
Yes, Casablanca is a classic Hollywood film.
Yeah,
that's the greatest like Hollywood film ever made.
Casablanca
Is that with,
is a better
Miss
film,
Scarlett?
in my
Is
opinion.
she
than
Miss
Citizen
Scarlett?
Kane.
Casablanca
in
is
that
the Citizen Kane is the greatest like it's
Technical
the ultimate
achievement.
auteur film also because
Yeah.
what's his name? Orson Welles is like the ultimate independent film director basically, and Stanley Kubrick is the next like ultimate indie film director,
wild, crazy
essentially.
genius.
But Casablanca is like the quintessential Hollywood film. It's a classic. That's an absolute like must watch. I don't care who you are or like what your favorite kind of movie is. Casablanca is the ultimate classic.
Didn't see it.
Charlie Chaplin Modern Times?
No.
That was my favorite one as a kid.
Is that where he goes through the cogs?
Yeah.
And the machinery? Yeah.
And there's that big metal
Yeah.
press.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he loses control
Yeah,
like with
that's
the bolt
fantastic.
machine.
You know what
That's
I was
good.
just watching? The full thing is on YouTube, but it's completely silent. Is The Passion of Joan of Arc?
Oh yeah, the old silent one, and the cinematography.
Yes,
with
it's
some of the shots.
I was actually just today. Again, I was not doing a lot of work today.
I watched the full
No,
8 hour.
no, I only was watching like bits of it. But yeah, it looks. I cannot believe. I forgot how incredible it looks.
Some of the shot, it looks like something like you'd see today.
Absolutely,
Like the lighting,
Yes.
the way these shots are constructed.
Yeah,
yeah.
but they don't know what music the director used because it would be different. Like it
Yeah,
was
they would play
like
those-
different live orchestras
Yeah.
for silent films because it's like from like 1928 or something in the 20s.
That was the thing because you had to work with the visual image. It wasn't about the music.
But that's the thing. The
back then.
performance of the actress
Yeah,
comes
she's-
through so incredibly.
Yeah.
It's creepy. It's so scary.
That's
like
filmmaking,
how good
man.
she
It
is.
gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
The Untouchables.
The Untouchables is a great one.
I don't
Brian De
think
Palma.
I haven't seen
No.
You've never seen that?
that. No.
Oh, that's a great. That's one of Sean Connery's best performances. That's about Elliot Ness going after Al Capone, and during Prohibition Chicago.
I'm not saying Untouchables. I'm saying Intouchables.
Oh, all right. I'm
It
sorry.
says Francois Cluzet.
Oh, never mind. Excuse me.
Sy.
I've heard Untouchables.
As he becomes a quadriplegic from a paragliding accident, an aristocrat hires a young man from the projects to be his caregiver.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of this.
Wow. Oh, wow.
No,
Never-
the Untouchables, I know.
Oh, okay. That's
The
why I was taking it back.
Untouchables.
Oh, all right. I take it back. Sorry.
All right, The Pianist.
No.
That is another. Now, say what you will about Roman Polanski. He's made 2 amazing movies.
Pedophile.
No,
Moving on.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, I don't care about that. Chinatown and The Pianist are 2 landmark films.
Made by a pedophile. Supported
Oh, you're
and endorsed
glorifying
by Dexter.
Glorifying the. Oh, also, let me talk about Woody Allen a little bit. I'm sure Annie Hall's on the list, or Manhattan.
I'm only doing up to the top 50. So 41 is The Departed.
Yeah. Love The Departed.
Oh, okay. Terminator 2.
Yeah, oh, fuck
Christ.
yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Hell yeah.
Rear Window.
No.
First of all, Rear Window should be much higher. And Back to the
Think so?
Future.
Is that the guy
I don't really like that movie.
he's in an accident and he's watching out his
Wait,
door?
hold on. What?
I don't really.
his
I'm not a big
window.
fan of Back to the Future.
Wait, hold. What?
It's time for honesty.
Wait, what?
Back to the Future is not on my list of.
Wait, what?
I made a list of 110 movies that I like.
Wait, well, hold on, wait.
Back to the Future was not one of them.
Hold on, wait, what? I never heard those series of words put in that order before.
I don't really like that movie.
Wait,
It
hold
doesn't-
on, wait, what?
Classic.
I
film.
changed the channel.
What? It's not your thing, man.
It's never. It's for some. Always been something about that movie that always.
The perfection of it.
I
Like,
would love to know what it is you see about that movie that you would
Well, I'll
like.
talk about it right now. Let's talk about it. What's to stop us?
Go for it.
We're here.
Go.
I just
I'll
don't
put
like
up a
it.
3-hour episode.
I don't know.
don't
There's
care.
something about it. I'd rather watch something else. I never really liked it. You know what it was? I think it frustrated me. Too
It's really
much.
rewatchable.
I don't think so.
What the fuck is?
Back to the Future is a
What
one
the
and
fuck
done
is
for me.
frustrating about Back to the Future?
I hate Crispin Glover.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Is-
he's not supposed to be like a lovable guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. So I don't give a shit about his character. I
Okay.
find that
Well, you
I
give a shit
find
about
I don't
Marty.
care. I think what it is.
You go back in time and you have to help your dad, who's not a lovable character. But
Yeah.
if he doesn't get his groove on
You're
with
gone.
your mom,
I
you're
don't care.
gone.
I don't care.
So
I don't
I'd
care
rather-
about these people.
You don't care about...
Marty
No.
McFly. I don't care about him.
You're Marty McFly in that movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't care about.
Yeah,
Marty
you
McFly.
are.
No,
He's the
I don't,
protagonist.
nothing
You're the-
about. I resonate. and Nothing resonates with Marty McFly with me. I don't care.
All right.
I simply don't care. I find it frustrating. I just find every character annoying. Crispin Glover's annoying. Biff, obviously, who's supposed to be, is annoying. I find the mother, who is frustratingly hot, annoying. Like, that whole thing creeps me out. Like, Doc Brown, okay, I get it. You know, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's
It feels like I'm talking to an alien who just landed on the planet.
I'm not saying that
He's trying
it's
to
a-
explain like
That's not how time travel
trying to
works.
explain to me why trees don't actually produce oxygen.
No. Let me say this. I'm not
Yes?
saying it's a bad movie. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I don't see. I'm not saying that I don't think anyone should like it or that it should be disliked. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's not. I think people make such a big stink about it, and I just don't get it. That's all. It's just not. It's just not one of my movies for me. My top movies.
We'll move on from that.
I like Robert Zemeckis a lot.
46 is Whiplash.
I
Nope.
think I lost two friends today.
Whiplash.
No.
Oh, you've never seen Whiplash? That
No.
is a very good movie.
I saw most of it, and I really do want to see it. That's the
That is actually
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not a big Miles Teller fan. The actor who plays the kid in that, Paul Reiser, talking about Mad About You, he's in that. But J.K. Simmons makes the whole movie, and I do think it's really good.
And he's the guy who's
He's the teacher, yeah.
the teacher,
And I actually do really like that movie a lot.
I gotta see it.
La La Land was the second film that director made. I fucking hate that movie.
Oh man, I downloaded that thinking, oh man, I can't wait to go back to like 1940s, Singing in the Rain, like.
I was very excited for like a true good like musical like reminiscent of that era, exactly
And
like what you're
the
saying.
opening, I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. And then there's this lull that happens in the
It's
movie
a piece of shit.
where I'm like, I forget what the fuck I'm watching, and I stop caring, and I'm like, where is this
The
1940?
choreography to me, like in some of the scenes, like where Ryan Gosling is dancing, he's got lead feet. I didn't
like it,
I just didn't like the movie. Anyway,
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hans Zimmer again.
Speaking of Hans Zimmer,
Yeah.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's on my that was on my list of 110.
Gonna be a mighty king, enemies beware.
Well, I've never seen a king or beast.
It's quite so little
The one
hair.
that liked the Elton John song the best.
main event.
The no king was before.
I'm looking up. I'm looking down.
Working on my roar.
Okay,
Hakuna Matata.
The Prestige,
Yeah.
which is a movie
Which I don't
haven't
like.
seen because we were supposed to all watch it together.
I don't even like it.
You haven't seen The Prestige?
No, because remember years ago you said you were going to bring it over, and for a
Well,
series
we'll
of.
watch it. All right, next week.
I don't like
You
The
got to
Prestige,
remind me.
though.
Well, don't spoil it for him.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think I do know the spoiler.
It's
just
stupid.
Inadvertently,
What do you think it is?
twins.
What does that mean?
He's a magician, and there's twins.
I won't say anything.
I
I don't want to confirm.
Isn't that
But you should
usually
still
the
watch
answer
movie.
in Magician?
No, I want to
movies?
watch
No,
it.
the answer is usually triplets.
What?
Like Nick Cage in
What
that
was the other
Japanese
movie?
commercial.
What was the other movie that was similar to The Prestige?
Prestige.
No, The Illusion.
The Illusionist.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
I will say, even if you know what the whatever shocking twist ending is of the Prestige,
It's the build-up.
still a very solid movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's weird. I've also reached a point in my life where if someone gave me spoilers or something,
I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me because to me, watching it and seeing how it reached those spoilers is more interesting than just I was shocked that happened.
Yeah, I really don't
Yeah.
give a shit about that.
Memento is number 50. We'll end
No.
there.
You've never seen what? You've never seen? That's also on my list.
Memento is.
I forgot about The Prestige, though. That's definitely in my top 125 movies.
Yeah, so tomorrow.
Waiting to hear shoot 'em up on this list.
one of my top 8,090
No, I'm
movies.
just like, first of all, I have to look at like my DVD collection because I have like 300 DVDs, and like 95% of them are in storage right now.
Is shoot 'em up on your
Whatever,
list?
No, that is definitely one of Boss's favorites. Eat your vegetables.
Eat your
What did we
vegetables.
agree upon? We were going to do genres or just an overall.
No, my suggestion was
100 of
all
your
it.
favorite Clive Owen
No,
movies.
is we do genre
Are
by
there even
genre.
100 Clive Owen movies?
100? He's not made 100. The only actor you can really do that is like Samuel L. Jackson. No, I think we should do top 10 like sci-fi, top 10 action, whatever, so on and so forth.
You know what?
You gotta
And then
fuse the genres.
top 10 of all time.
I think it only works if you fuse the genres.
See, this is my idea. There's definitely enough categories of films.
'Cause top 10 of all time is
you can
very
make-
hard.
No, but you can do
Should
it.
be hard.
You can
It
at
is.
least do 10 films from each category: sci-fi, documentary, comedy, drama, sci-fi.
Documentary,
Did I
yeah.
repeat myself? But there's definitely 10. So we each choose 10 from that, and then put them.
Well, that's
all...
what I'm saying. I think we should do like for each genre and then have our ultimate top 10,
Yes.
like
and then what we can
a
do,
comprehensive top 10.
what we can do is like we each read from our list, and then we check mark each time similar movies appear, and then when all three
we
of
make
us,
Boss watch them.
no, when all three of us all check mark one movie, that's when we talk about it. So let's say I say Silence of the Lambs, that's my number 15 arbitrarily, but it's your number 17 and it's Boss's 20.
Yeah.
When we get to Boss saying it at the 20th time, that's when we finally talk about Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I
Sound
never
like
saw it, so we're not going to talk about it.
My
Cool.
list is so long.
No, but this I'm just
Like
trying.
I'm telling you, I haven't even. I'm only scratching the surface. I have so much work to do with my list. I didn't even.
I barely even.
I didn't even
started.
put Silence of the Lambs on there yet.
I downloaded IMDb the other day
Or,
just to get started on my list.
I know. I was looking at IMDb. I was like, oh yeah, and then the film would remind me of a director, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Sidney Lumet. What else did he direct? I was like, because I would put Dog Day Afternoon on my list.
Oh, that's a good
And then I
one.
was like, and 12 Angry Men. And I was like, oh, yeah, what else did he do? Deer Hunter. Fuck.
Deer Hunter,
Forgot about that.
Braveheart.
Oh, that I put on.
So basically, we're just trying to come up with ideas for YouTube vids when Westworld's over, leading up to Better Call Saul, which is going to come back in August. And then what's the other show we talk about?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but when's that coming back? 2019?
Well, next summer. Or
Yeah,
this coming... No, yeah. A year from now.
Okay, so we need to
Or
start...
something like that, right?
Yeah, so also in the comments, give us some ideas for... Because we're going to try and put out a weekly vid no matter what's going on.
Podcast, baby.
What movie did you just say?
I said Braveheart.
Before Braveheart, you said something.
You said Deer Hunter, then I said... I forget.
Oh, yeah, Deer Hunter.
We haven't gotten into like the Bonds films. We also got to do like top
A lot
Bonds
of Mel
films. That-
Gibson
That's his own
movies.
category.
I don't
That
really
is
like
its
Mel
own, that's its
Gibson
own
that much.
podcast.
Top Godzilla films.
Well, no, I understand that. First of all, let me tell you, I cannot watch Tom
He
Cruise.
took off his glasses for this.
I'm getting very serious right now.
Shit.
Pointing at you with my
I don't like
glasses.
him
His leg
either.
is pointed to
No,
both
I mean
me
to the
and
point
Beth.
where it's unwatchable. I realized I've never seen Eyes Wide Shut all the way. I've only ever seen bits and pieces. But I mean, like, I want to watch. I want to watch it because it's Stanley Kubrick's last film. I want to watch it, like, give it an actual chance. I cannot do it. I hate Tom Cruise so much. That being said, The Last Samurai I love that movie.
Okay, so just pretend it's that character from Last
I
Samurai.
think that's Tom Cruise's best film.
Maybe because he grows a beard in it, right?
It's not really he grows a beard. He's got like
It's not
he
that
hasn't
thick,
shaved
but
in
yeah.
a few
Here's what you
weeks.
should do. Before you watch Eyes Wide Shut again and give it another chance, look up why Stanley Kubrick made it. It's based off an 18th century song or poem or sonnet or something.
I think it's like French or like short stories or something.
Also,
like
look
that.
into some of the conspiratorial Illuminati bullshit that people write, because that's why I enjoy it, because I love that stuff, even though it's all fake and not real. Look into the moon landings.
Oh, fuck that shit.
No, that's
Give me
joke.
a break. That's garbage.
No, but you owe
no,
it to
I mean,
yourself.
like-
you should sit through everything Kubrick has made.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I want to give it another chance, because I've seen almost everything except for I've never seen.
Can you widely shut your eyes?
Can you widely shut your mouth?
Oh fuck! I've never seen all of Eyes Wide Shut, like given it a serious
Well, why do you
viewing.
like this, boss?
There's 3 films that I haven't really given
my eyes.
of Kubrick. It's his first Fear and Desire, the Killer's Kiss, and Eyes Wide Shut. That's it. Everything else I've like legitimately watched and tried to absorb.
You ever see his first one, The Fighter or The Boxer?
Well, those are the documentaries. He made several of those.
Yeah.
Actually, there's some they don't really know exactly how many he made. I even have like a book. I've studied I like his photography, like in the period where he worked for Look magazine, and like leading up to when he did like photo shoots with the boxer that he filmed that documentary with. And like he did stuff like with Montgomery Clift.
You guys
and
are
all
gonna
kinds
have
of
to
stuff.
send me your lists so I can even think of movies.
Have you
to
seen
put
On the
my
Waterfront?
Because I can't just think. I don't know how to find
On the
movies.
Waterfront, Bros. He could have been.
Have
a
you seen
contender.
on the water? Oh, also Lee J. Cobb is Mr. Friendly there,
Could have been a contender.
and he was in 12 Angry Men. Lee J. Cobb was 12 Angry Men, and he was the original Willie Loman in Arthur Miller's. Can you imagine what Arthur C. Clarke's Death of a Salesman would be like?
I have no idea.
God.
What the fuck would that
Holy
be?
shit!
Or Kubrick's Death of a Salesman
Oh
would be?
fuck!
That's like
the
when
one,
you read up about Kubrick looking into like trying to do Lord of the Rings, like all those weird ideas he was writing.
Honestly, one of the saddest things is, and there's a hardcover book out, but it's very expensive. But somebody basically pulled together all the stuff he did about making a movie about Napoleon, and that's one of like the greatest unmade movies of all time.
Yeah.
No,
there was even a movie.
He did all of the pre-production. He had it all ready to go.
He was doing a Holocaust movie, and then
Yes,
and Schindler's List came out, and what he was doing for like years.
Aryan Papers, it was called.
Yeah, and then Spielberg did. He took him like 2 to 3 years from going from pre-production, production, releasing the film, and then once it was released,
Schindler's List was being worked on. Yeah,
and then Kubrick saw Schindler's List, and it's like okay.
Also,
we're gonna move on.
Kubrick basically was like, he also
Had to
wrestled
research
with. Well, he had to do that, but then he was like, how can I possibly film this? How
He was
can I
super
make
depressed,
this?
yeah. He would be like weeping.
because it would be so. He couldn't figure out a way to like actually portray everything that he knew what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's so disturbing.
That's
And then
not
Steven
healthy, man.
Spielberg, no, it was. I think it really fucked him up. But even after in between Space Odyssey and A Clockwork Orange, that's when he was supposed to work on Napoleon, and he had it. I mean, he read every single, like basically every single book available about Napoleon. He had everything down. He had thousands and thousands of location Polaroids and everything. He was all set to start principal photography, and then Waterloo came out, and it didn't do well at the box office, and the backers backed out. Financial backers abandoned him, and it never got made. And I had heard a while back that Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks had acquired the rights to it.
Oh, I had heard the director from
and then it
True
might-
Detective was going to be
Really?
doing something with that. But this was like a year and a half
Yeah,
ago. I
it's-
sent you a link. but
And
I
I
don't know
heard
anything
that
about
maybe it even might be like an HBO series, that kind of thing. But nothing's materialized. I'm afraid I would love if it's true that Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, because Band of Brothers is a fantastic series.
Yeah.
And they do.
That's the list we got to do after the best TV series.
Oh my god,
after movies.
that is like, that's even harder. There's a lot of stuff there.
It stems from
Because
Star
nowadays,
Trek
if you
to
think
Breaking
about it,
Bad to like,
it's transitioned from like the greatest, like people would have to watch these films. You'd have to go to the movies to see this movie. You'd have to watch the movie. And now it's more of like you have to watch the series.
You got to binge this.
Yeah, you have to binge this. It's kind of transitioned into this, especially with when Netflix they're pumping out stuff. There's so many Marvel series and all kinds of stuff to watch. It's insane. Can't even keep up with this stuff.
All right, well,
Anyway.
yeah.
It's all distraction, distracted populace.
The Illuminati, the reptilians,
Make them
Reptilian elite.
useless
I would
drones.
love-
flat Earth.
I love if the reptilian elite was real.
Don't let them
It would
distract you,
just be
everybody.
amazing.
They
Like,
want
yeah,
you to be
reptiles on the
preoccupied
Boss, have
with
you
all
seen-
this cinema.
Have you seen
Garbage.
2001? Have you seen 2001?
Forget it.
No.
Yeah,
course you have.
yeah, I've seen it.
What?
No, you haven't.
I
Yeah.
don't believe you.
I
What
have.
happens?
There's monkeys and there's a obelisk,
What?
and they find it on a planet.
Fuck off.
Well, first of all, monolith. Obelisk,
Fuck off.
Obelisk
That's the
is
same thing.
And they don't find it on a planet.
Obelisk is a completely
Yeah, they
different
find it on the
shape.
moon.
Yeah,
The moon is not a planet.
not a planet, but the first
It's a
monolith.
satellite.
Who knows? It might have been a planet at one time.
No.
Well,
there's
at the
no
time when
There's
it was
no
found-
speculation about if the moon was a planet.
Yeah.
The point is, you don't know.
What?
The theory is that the Earth was some protoplanet. It was hit by something, broken into two pieces.
That's a theory.
It's a good theory.
No,
because,
a theory. There's
because
only
one side
there's
of the
really only two theories.
because
Is
one
that
side-
they formed near each other separately, and that the other one is that something like Oxnard said, smash an asteroid at that time smashed into the Earth while it was still forming. It broke
Swirled.
apart, and that material ended up forming
yeah,
separately.
and I believe that theory because it swirled around each other, so there was a center gravity point, and that's why the
That's
one,
why the one faces
face
the
of the moon
Earth. Yes,
always
I
faces the Earth.
completely agree with
so
you.
that makes the most sense
Yes,
to me.
absolutely.
Um,
Were we talking about this in text message recently, where we were saying that the Earth the Earth and the Moon are actually getting farther apart from one another?
Oh yeah, they found that it's getting further and further
Yeah.
away, which is true. People have known that for a long time. It's simple math.
Oh well, sorry. Fuck me, I guess.
Rudimentary.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to be a time traveler. You can go back, if you go back like
Simple math.
go back like 100,000 years, you'll see the moon in the sky. It's gonna be like, whoa, shit, that thing is big.
Yeah, well, I've seen the
big moon,
animes,
big.
and the animes, the moon, the moon is basically like 10 feet away from the Earth.
That's what happened. That's why culture
Yeah.
went from loving
In ancient
small
Japan,
butts to big butts.
Yes.
Because the moon got so far away. The moon was all we had. So yeah, we got enough moon, but now the moon's tiny. Now we need big butts on the humans.
Oh,
Do you
man.
see? Do
Yeah.
you see the pattern of humanity?
I want to watch. I do want to rewatch. I think the three of us should watch Space Odyssey together, though, and I want to see
Sure.
what Boss is.
I watch it at least twice a year.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
in at least 3 years.
And if you ever I have the Blu-ray.
I just bought the Blu-ray because I was reading the book about the making of it,
and listen to
and then I want to rewatch it now that I finished the book.
listen to the
and,
commentaries from the guy who played
Keir
the guy with
Dullea.
the not the guy with the one
Gary
of the
Lockwood?
the astronaut who's opened the pod day doors.
Yeah,
please have.
Keir Dullea.
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
does like a full commentary.
Yeah, yeah.
He talks about how like they were filming so much, and then Kubrick was noticing like, hey, your hair's different. Let's just shave your head. We'll put a wig on you. So the whole movie, he's wearing a wig.
Well, and they basically tried to make them look. When you see Gary Lockwood and Keir Dullea in the centrifuge and everything, their hair looks weird and they look a little strange. They tried to make them look slightly older than they actually were, like in their mid-30s. That was the that was the plan, to make them look like they were in their mid-30s. That's why like Keir Dullea has like just like a
twin.
slight streak of gray just here and there. It's like the most bizarre choice. But I was reading this book. The book is fantastic, and it talks about like how Hal is such an iconic voice. When you hear that voice, is this Canadian actor.
Is he
But
gay?
originally Martin Balsam, I don't think so. Originally Martin Balsam was did all the line readings for Hal,
Yeah, you show me a picture of him. From,
and well, he's in
character
12 Angry Men, one of Boss's favorite movies. He saw it twice. What's your favorite movie of all time, Boss?
Jaws.
Oh, all right. Well, you can't argue with that.
yeah.
Well, what's your second favorite movie of all time?
I can't think of it.
Oh, okay.
Third.
First is easy.
Name
First
another?
is easy.
That's
First is
that's
the
the hardest
one.
one.
For me, it's easy.
I mean,
First is easy.
don't get me wrong. That's another movie I've seen countless times. But All right, name another favorite movie. Don't rank it. Just what's a favorite movie of yours? Forget about Jaws.
And we'll end the podcast on this.
Yeah, sorry, I keep dragging it
because we got to do a commercial.
Oh my god, it's 11 o'clock.
Well, I do like Back to the Future.
I don't hate it. It's just
I like it even more now that Dexter doesn't really watch it.
I don't know. I think it's just something from when I was a kid. It just never really resonated with me when I was a kid, and then so it never really like it's such a big for people our age, from our generation. It's like a nostalgia thing, and it just never really was one of my
nostalgia thing. It was exactly.
It's from like 1985 or whatever.
Yeah, when were you born?
85.
Yeah. So when did you watch it?
I would have watched it in the 80s.
So what did nostalgia be like when it came out
in the 90s?
4?
Yeah, like nostalgia.
It doesn't matter. My point is that but it's still
like to
anything that I watched from a kid when I'm a kid has a nostalgia
like to
factor.
me, Thundercats is nostalgic. I watched it when I was like 8.
So you're saying that for you, Back to the Future is not nostalgic? Indiana Jones is not
points.
nostalgic? Star Wars, the original trilogy, is not nostalgic?
No. Star Wars isn't really
The
nostalgic.
originals?
Yeah, because I didn't even see that until I was like
a kid?
like 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah, I never watched Star Wars until like 7th, 8th grade. It was when the special
Oh.
editions came out.
All right.
That's when I finally saw Star
Oh,
Wars.
see,
I've
you
heard
don't
of it.
remember? I remember like the I don't even know what they call
Listen,
themselves now.
Dexter,
The Channel
we
11.
were
like,
playing
it was like the
EverQuest,
WB11.
all right? God damn it, don't you understand? We had things to do in
Oh, here's
RPGs.
another movie for my list. What about
Corpse
Bob?
runs. I had to get my tree weave from this ogre in this cave who was selling
Killed
it.
by an aqua
you don't remember,
goblin.
like,
I was running
Saturday
from
afternoon?
sand giants.
Oh,
boss.
aqua goblins everywhere.
Remember
Saturday,
Specters.
you remember, like, Saturday afternoon movies,
And then the giant
stuff like
comes
that,
by.
and, like, on Channel 11. It would be like
There's a
they'd show
Knoll
It would be
train.
like A New Hope would be on and stuff like that. It was all kinds of stuff. What
know-
about Bob? A New Hope? Like they'd show Star Wars on like Channel 11 and like
You know what's weird-
weekend afternoons to like fill time. And it was
You know why it's not nostalgic for me? Is because ever since I've seen it, I watch it fairly regularly.
Yeah.
To me, nostalgia is like, oh, here's a Rugrats episode you haven't seen since it first came out, and I watch it now. That'll give me nostalgia.
Oh yeah, I got you. Like
By the way, you know they're bringing back Rocko's
Rocco.
Modern Life?
Yeah, I've been
Did you see
waiting
the
for
trailer?
that. No.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah?
It looks exactly like old Rocco.
Oh, good.
And I think the series finale ended with them traveling through time or something. I think it was the episode where. Do you remember?
I don't remember that at all. The series finale.
Do you remember when like Future, like Filbert and the cat? Remember they hatch an egg?
Yeah. What was her name? She had the claws.
Yeah, she had the claw. She was a
For
dentist.
hands, yeah.
Well, they hatch an egg, and then his children, Filbert and Heifer, go back to Rocco's old house, and they find like an old picture.
Oh my
Like
God,
they're
I don't
traveling in
remember.
the future. It was something with the future, but basically what's happening is like they take Heifer, Filbert, and Rocco from the 90s,
Yeah.
and they appear in 2018.
Oh wow.
And so that's what the show's going to be about. So there's iPhones and all this
Does he
crazy-
work Does he still work for Conglamo?
Something like that, yeah. But I think it's the same creators involved. The animation, you can tell it's done in like Toon Boom or some modern animation software, but they really captured exactly like how it is.
And it's going to be a new series or a movie?
I think it's going to be a TV movie.
A TV movie, okay.
Yeah,
On
TV.
Nickelodeon?
Yeah, probably Nickelodeon. Or just like something to put out on the internet. Just like here's like all the collaborators from the old show coming
Yeah.
together and just.
Oh,
here it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Oh, man.
All right, so.
All right, whatever. We can go on for hours.
Yes, we can. So next week is the finale.
Ooh.
Hope
Yes.
you like the movie talk and give us ideas for continuing
I'm
discussions.
telling you,
'cause we're gonna
I
keep-
think this is good. What Boss didn't see, we got to make Boss watch these movies and then get his opinion on them.
I'm not
and
gonna
then,
watch
and
these
then you
movies.
and I will be
Well,
shocked.
the thing is, you'll come over. We'll just put it on and we watch it. and Then
no,
we talk about
why
it.
won't like how this? Why are you so against this idea?
I'm not gonna.
Oh, no, I'll do it.
I'm not going to watch these movies.
I think a good one is Fight Club.
We can start with Fight Club.
No interest in watching it.
Why? Well, good, because you're going to watch it. You know what? I like the less interest you have in it, the more I like this idea.
I will say this: if after you watch Fight Club, you want to start a Fight Club, you've gotten the wrong message
That's
from the movie.
also again. I'm not a big Brad Pitt fan at all.
I mean,
That's
I have,
probably
I have
one of his
seen
best
parts
movies.
of Fight Club, so
Yeah, but do you understand? Movies are a cohesive thing. You
He
need
is
to watch
Jack's
it.
total disinterest.
It's like I saw parts of Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, I know what it's about. It's like, no, you understand.
You
It's a
don't
journey.
know anything.
Understand?
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a
like,
journey.
It's
It is a
hardship after
journey.
hardship, and this has to happen for that to happen.
You have to see what the life is like in Hobbiton.
I saw the monkey part of 2001.
Before.
I get it. Yeah, the monkeys.
I've seen 2001.
I'm sure you have.
When
I
was
am.
the last time you watched that?
I don't know. I don't fucking keep
Did it
track of
change
that
your
shit.
life?
Because
Because if it didn't change your life, you didn't watch it. I do remember the first time I saw that movie. That's why it's in my top 10. Because it did change my entire perspective about how to watch a movie or what a movie could be.
Or like just realizing how old it was and just how awesome
The special
it looked.
effects
Yeah.
are 100% analog, and it's an incredible. He's bored. Boss is yawning. All right. Anyway, we are dragging on.
Bye.
I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter. See you next week.
Who's the other guy?
Boss.
He's too busy yawning.
Yay!